Hello, I'm Eagle Gardens, Eagle Gardens 1 on Instagram, and this is fucking talking shit with Eagle. This is a 314. This is a very special episode. This is a memorial for our friend Subcool. We have some very, very close friends of his with us tonight. We have, of course, Miss Jill and tcdr. Hopefully Frenchie Cannoli will be joining us soon. Wow, I don't even know where to start this, man. It's been a year ago to this day. We lost somebody very special to us, to the community, and man, there's just no way somebody's ever going to come back through and fill that man's shoes. You know, he touched us all in so many different ways. Some of us he gave seeds to, some of us he gave advice to, some of us he was just a friend to. But nonetheless, he is greatly missed. And for those of us that are left behind, we feel that void every day. So I guess real quick in his remembrance, I guess we'll play a little bit of the song we all know him very well about.
Hey, it's Subcool Weed Nerd.
And Ms. Jill.
Get your bowls,
And your mom.
pipes, your
And
vaporizers.
your big fat blunt.
It's time to get high with the weed nerd. Well, I'm a weed nerd. This moment smoke a lot. Man, I feel like I'm rocking. Now we know how we got weed nerd. Nothing but the highway. So won't you come my way? So won't you come my way? Weed nerd. This moment smoke a lot.
Man, this song meant so much to all of us, weed nerds.
Smoke a lot of herb, smoke a lot of herb.
Come on, weed nerds, let's all get down to that old school sound with that K-Lou pound. Put seeds in the ground, tilling up the dirt. Shovel in my hand and I'm putting it work. Weed nerd, connoisseur, growing the killer. In the backyard with the mountain gorilla. Game spiller, fill another, what you think? Miss Jill got tips on growing the dang cheese plate. Aldo, Indo funky, time rep hash laced in my blunt seed. Skunky, smelly, space bone sticky. Stepped in the dough, got the whole team with me. Iggy Pops, my city's hot. Ukiah, California, got the green on lock. Chilling in my weed crop, blowing some herbs.
707.
Man, you know, that's a term that we all use very, very, we use it with a lot of pride. I know I use it with a lot of pride, even to this day. I know I'm a very proud weed nerd, and a lot of us use that term, weed nerd for life. And, you know, you, Subcool, started something special there. And I can't help but wonder, did you guys know how far this would really go when you guys started this thing?
We
And
had
welcome
no.
to the show, Miss Jill.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. You know, really our goal was just to overgrow the planet, just to provide as seeds to as many people as we could and get everybody growing and enjoying the medicine part of the movement, that kind of thing. So that was his dream, overgrow.
Top bombs.
Let me get the chat going here. Yeah, it certainly has most blew up. I mean, I don't even know if he would believe how far and wide this thing has actually come. Even after his passing, he is still quite the legend. I mean, a year after his passing, and he still gets talked about every day like he was still with us.
You know, and it will be forever. It's a piece of cannabis history. He will always be remembered forever. Anytime as someone looks back into cannabis history, even 40, 50 years from now, his name is always going to come up.
Yep. An heirloom of the cannabis industry for sure, Jilly.
Absolutely.
Today's been pretty tough. And I thank you, Jill, for coming here. It's been a really, really rough week for you. You know, everyone pray for Jilly's family, her sister. You know, we're just keep fighting. We love you, Jill. And yeah, today was a really rough day. Everything was reminding me of Sub. You know, the last few weeks here have been really crazy, but I'm just glad we got to do this and, you know, just get high with the weed nerds and drop seeds, not bombs, you know, and just overgrow the planet. And I love all you weed nerds, man. You all are great people. So let's just get high and have some fun and shoot some
that.
shit, tell some great stories.
That's right. We got T-Dog, the artist. I sent you an invite, Mr. T-Dog, if you would like to join in at some point and, you know, give us some of your Subcool memories. That'd be pretty awesome as well. You know, he
Sorry to
was
interrupt.
pretty.
Eagle, Frenchie's
Go
having
ahead,
some
brother.
issues, obviously, so he'll try and get in. So, and Patrick says sorry he couldn't make it. Pat from Here's the Farm, excuse me. You know how busy that man is, and he probably had a little zeros at the farm moment tonight or something. Who knows? But yeah, we love you, Pat. Thank you.
I love Heroes of the Farm. And Pat still makes a lot of those. I'm sorry. Pat still makes a lot of those originals that he used to make for TGA when he was part of TGA as well. So give him a shout and check out what he's got.
Yeah, Patrick will be on the show Thursday. For you know, I was hoping we could get him tonight, but we'll get to speak with him a little bit Thursday. But you know, I can't. I'm sorry, I'm a little tongue tied here. I don't.
Well, let's start off. What
And
are you smoking on, Eagle? Let's smoke something first. I know Miss Jill has already got her leash and her bomb already lit up.
I'm smoking on a little bit of Velvet Punch tonight. You know, I'm glad we were able to do this. You know, it's been a year now, and he deserves. We deserve to give him a proper memorial from some proper weed nerds. That's for sure. We never really got this chance, and hopefully, you know, when people watch this, they'll get a little bit of closure. You know, and you know, one of the main things I was hoping one of the biggest things I was hoping by getting you on tonight, Miss Jill, was to kind of unite all the weed nerds, you know, once and for all, to you know, so we can remember him for all the great things that he's done in the past. And he's done a lot of great things as we've enjoyed and talked about plenty of nights. But you know, there has been a little bit of a division, and that shit's just, it's time that the division is over and we just remember the great things that happened. And just, you know, enough's enough is what I was saying last night with all that. And it's, you know, I'm grateful for this opportunity. Bottom line, to, you know, to have you on, to have some proper weed nerds, to hear some, you know, great Subcool stories. Long overdue. So,
Thank you.
you want to tell us about maybe some of the first stuff you guys released, some of the first Weed Nerd days? It would be an honor to hear some stories about him, from some close stories from, you know, they don't get no closer than you, Miss Jill.
Well, you'll have to give me a minute to think about think on some of those of the originals. This goes back so far. It's like 20 years back. You know, we started with one of our original breeders was Bad Boy and Homegrown. They were from Canada, and
Shouts out Ro. I was gonna hit him up, but yeah, shouts out Bad Boy. We love you.
yeah, absolutely. And so they're still around, and they were a really big part of TGA in the beginning, and they made a lot of really great crosses. They're long gone now. I remember we had an orange velvet cross back then. It was called Valencia, and I'm trying to remember. They had Danny Boy was Sub had created Danny Boy before that. There were several others they had made up there in Canada. I'm sorry, I'm just drawing a blank. I've already had a few bong hits here, so. But anyways, and then we moved along, and Sonny Chiba was a big part of TGA for quite some time, and he made several great ones like Neon Super Skunk and Lemon Freeze. There was many others that he made. A lot of his strains are also mentioned in Sub's book, the Dank book. And also then Dioxide, of course. Dioxide was a huge part of TGA. And he actually made several of the big strains that TGA had around the Chernobyl. He made Chernobyl. He had brought the Blood Wreck to us originally. And I know a lot of people want to know the story on Chernobyl. What is Golden Ticket? What is Slimer? There seems to be so much confusion on that. So originally when Dioxide is the one that made Chernobyl when he was working with us. And while it was still in the testing phase, he gave some of his seeds to Danny from Uplifted Farms. It was before he was Uplifted Farms. Danny grew those out. He got a really great phenotype, turned beautiful golden towards the end, and he named it Golden Ticket. Well, fast forward, the clones weren't really supposed to be passed out of that phenotype, but somehow it got into Comer the grower's hands, and no bad feelings or anything. It's just history. It's part of the story. So he had the clone. He knew he wasn't supposed to have it. He didn't want it to get back to Dioxide or whomever it was that said he wasn't supposed to have. It wasn't him specifically, but that it wasn't supposed to be passed out. And so he called it Slimer. So Golden Ticket and Slimer are actually the same phenotype of Chernobyl. And I know there's a lot of confusion to that. And I was just speaking with somebody recently about that and cleared it up. So in case anybody didn't know, that's the story.
You guys were responsible for so much fire that's went around the last 20 years. It's amazing. Again, I can't help but wonder, did you guys ever think it would get this big? You know what I mean? Jelly Bean, Agent Orange, I don't know if you're aware of this, but I got with Joel earlier this year from North Star, and I asked him if we could, I wanted to do a grow along in memory of Sub. And he passed me some genetics, and I passed them out to anybody that wanted them for free, so we could, in the spirit of Sub, teach one, learn to grow. It was kind of grow along, and we dropped them on his birthday, and we pass out Jelly Bean and Agent Orange, the first TGA strains to be released, and remember them. So there is a ton of people right now growing the starter strains that started it all. And there's, which, and in turn, kicked off a lot of memories for a lot of people. And it kicked off a lot of people that hadn't actually, I couldn't believe it, because rec just coming along, there was actually tons and tons of new growers that actually, I'm surprised I hadn't heard of Subcool. But because of this and the show and everything, had discovered and went back and watched, or now go back and watching all the old weed nerds and discovering what it's about. So, it's a lot of those strains are still amazing and still living on and being pushed today. Did you think that they would still be something when they were created then? Did you think that they would be something that is passed around and being bred with today?
No, I didn't think that, I really didn't think that far ahead. As we don't, as humans, we forget to think, what's going to be in 10 years or what's going to be in 20 years. And those were actually two of my original releases. I believe he released the Jack the Ripper before those. And I believe even before that was Space Queen. I can't quite remember back to what the first ones were we released. But I do remember that I had some seeds on, Sub was still in Wisconsin. I had some of the seeds that he had made and sent along to me. I believe it was Danny Boy I know Danny Boy was one of them. I can't remember which one the other was, but it was two different strains, and I had released them on Cannabis World on the auctions. And that was back, we were getting them returned at $5 a pack. That's how far back we go, $5 a pack. And they would be on auction, and we would have to rerun the auction. And that was when Sub was in Wisconsin and had gone to came back from Canada and had been in Wisconsin, and they picked him up and took him to jail for a speeding ticket, and then they to put him on the transport bus to go back to the South and service time there for some previous stuff, which he ended up getting off on, thankfully. But Jelly Bean was my first namesake strain, my first strain that I released. It came from my Orange Velvet, which was originally gifted to me as Melvin. It came from a lady named Luann, and she had MS. Her and her husband were growing for her medicine. And my children's father and I had, were helping them set everything up. And she had gifted me the Melvin clone. And the story from it was that it had been grown for about 25 years in Falls City, Oregon, before I received it. And that was about 25 years ago. So she's moving up on about 50 years old. And, the first time I grew her out, beautiful black leaves. She ranges anywhere from a burgundy to black colored leaves, and as well her buds. And big, beautiful. It smells like orange rubber, burnt rubber. And when she first starts flowering, probably about 3 weeks in, you walk into the flower room and you start looking around, looking at all the electrical outlets. You smell like it's an electrical fire in the very beginning, and then it goes more to a burnt rubber. But she is the mother of the Jelly Bean. And then we used Jack the Ripper, which was Sub's Jack's cleaner, and a cross of Jack's cleaner. And we used that to create.
Jilly, that's Pluton times lamb's bread times purple haze, yeah?
Yeah, those are 3 of the crosses in it. I think there's a few more in there.
Yeah.
And that's the mother of Jack the Ripper, and Jack the Ripper is the father of Agent Orange.
Mm-hmm.
And we have Agent Orange, and that was named to honor my dad. I know that the name has really been off-putting to a lot of people, because they were unaware of the story, but it was actually named to honor my father. He was a Vietnam vet, and he got cancer from Agent Orange in his esophagus, and he passed away from that. And so I named the strain to honor him, as well as, the other veterans and Vietnam vets and cancer survivors.
I just wanted to take a quick second to thank you for posting the pics that you posted up on your story today. So many great photos of you and Sub. The one I think I actually appreciated the most was your guys' first date pic. Boy, I had never seen such a clean cut Subcool as that picture there.
He looked like a police officer. It kind of stressed me out in the beginning. He moved here to Oregon, and I started taking him around, my other grower friends here in Oregon, and I was kind of concerned that they might be worried that he was a cop, because as you can tell in the photo, he does look like a police officer. So, but we all know, that wasn't the case. I asked him if he would grow his hair out, and it went from there. As we know, he had the long flowing locks, and that's where he ended.
You mind sharing what you guys did that night? I mean, you posted the picture, so you mind telling us a little bit about what you guys did that night?
I believe we just went out for a nice dinner or something of the sort. We did like to, we had kids in the house, so we would go away, I would say every 6 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks, we would make a point of getting away. We'd stay somewhere nice and get massages and party a little bit and enjoy each other.
Knowing Jill, she was smoking some AK-47 or some Apollo 13 or something.
We received a lot of those $250 fines in the hotel rooms for smoking, for sure.
So, So, as TC, do you have any stories you'd like to share real quick?
Oh, Jesus. Any, man. So many fun, great stories, man. I honestly, Oh, I don't even know where to start with that. Like, you know, if it wasn't for Sub and some of his genetics, like Cheesequake and 9 Pound Hammer with Jinx and just so many, you know, like Quirkle to Crazy Train, Rip Bubba, Space Bombs, Vortex, time, you know, if it wasn't for all these, you know, I wouldn't have a roof over my head, you know, and the Cheesequake made me basically, you know. Cheesequake, you know, I did an Outlaw Girl in probably 2009 or 10. No, 2012. I did the largest Cheesequake run I've ever done. And I honestly wouldn't be sitting in this cabin if it wasn't for that and that man's genetics and everyone's who's worked, you know, from Dioxide to Pat, you know, like I owe so much to these people, and I never buy genetics, you know. And me, Jill, we're talking last night, and you know, the only reason I've stuck by TGA so long is because I was so enchanted by their narrow leaf selection of, you know, fruity varieties, and you know, just they were going in a different direction, you know, and with flavor, and that's what I was always about with my hash. And I was really stopped smoking flower probably like 2004. Really, I was just really into hash ever since. But yeah, honestly, I owe everything to Sub, man. And you know, pulling 1,000-pound runs of Cheesequake, you know, I'd be in no position I am in today, you know, if it wasn't for TGA and their genetics, and you know, maybe like 3 other companies, you know, Brothers Grimm, Bog, few others. But other than that, I've never bought a seed from a brand company in my life. And Sub always gave me seeds, man. I would just, you know, I'd send him a picture of, you know, a 150-foot greenhouse full of green crack with Jack Herrera and some My Asian Fantasy and some old like cleaner or some. I owe so much to this man. Like, you know, I told him daily when I talked to him on the phone every morning, like, Sub, I owe so much to you. Like, I really miss the man, and he was such a vibrant character in the community. Yeah, it really hurts, man. It's just thinking about like 1 year, like it's been 1 year since we've lost this man. It hits pretty hard. I'm gonna dose some fungi because yeah, my son's being watched, so I figure I'm gonna dose some fungi, and yeah, I'm gonna get a little emotional here. I love you guys.
You know, that was the reason I didn't, TC. I knew if I did kind of microdose tonight that I would be emotional wreck, because the shrooms tend to do that to you when, you know, they make you talk from the heart. And yeah, sometimes it's too true. Sometimes I owe a lot to that man as well. A lot, a lot, a lot. You know, it's the same thing. You know, he taught me a lot on how to grow. On a lot of the episodes, I learned a lot from him in forums. I talked to him in the beginning through the forums, and eventually found him on YouTube. And when I found him on YouTube, I didn't make a connection right off the bat, to be honest with you. It didn't click. And, you know, one of the things I liked about when I actually seen him, you know what I mean? Actually seen Subcool, you know, other than talking to him online, was his aura. He just had that likeness about him, you know. It made you kind of watch. The first episode I watched, he was all just rocking out, bouncing around in the camera, music playing. And I thought, who the fuck is this guy? Come on, man, who is this guy? And then I tuned back in. I had to watch again. And he was sitting there talking about his plants. And then it kind of clicked. I'm like, that's the guy I've been talking to. And here he is fucking shaking the plants, rocking out. And at that point, I was hooked. I was a weed nerd at that point. I had a lot of respect for the guy. And the thing that I respected the most about him was here he was, everybody else, when you look for genetics, had pictures in the book. Just a picture in the book of a bud. And that was it. But here was this guy fucking pouncing around in the camera, rocking out, taking you in his grow room, shaking them fucking plants. And that was the thing. That was the hook. It wasn't a picture of a bud. It was buy these genetics and you could fucking do this. You know what I mean? It was, he wasn't just talking the talk. He was walking the walk. And it wasn't, I didn't see no other genetics companies out there showing you how to grow their gear and fucking showing you what it should look like. Big old donkey dicks and fucking, he just had that aura around him that made you want to be around him, to be honest with you. And when you were lucky enough to, as I did, had the opportunity enough to get to speak with him on a daily basis, even years after talking to him, it never faded. That was the fucking thing about fucking Subcool, was that feeling never faded. Even as much as I got to talk to him, when I'd hang up the phone with him, I still had that fucking bounce in my step. Like I just got off the fucking phone with the rock star. I always told him that shit too. And he could even be riding my ass. Get out there, be selling them fucking genetics. You've been out there, you've been checking them stores, you've been calling stores today. Get out there. And even after, I would still feel great after getting off the phone. He'd have me all fired up, want me to go out, run around, and I did, man. I did. It was an honor to knock them doors and try to sell seeds for that man. And it opened up a lot of fucking doors for me. That's why, I'm not afraid to say thank you for that, man. And to do this show for him or do anything for him to this day, because, he taught me how to grow. He gave me a lot of life advice, and he opened up a shit ton of doors for me. Being able to walk around and, support that coat, the dank, the TGA shirts. It was like fucking uniform. And when you walked in there and you said you were a representative of, people treated you with respect in that grocery store, in that shop or whatever. And, it was all due to him. It was all due to him that I got a lot of that respect, because they a lot of them didn't know who the fuck I was, but they sure the fuck knew who I was representing.
He was the most, Eagle. Hey Jill, did you see that print I got of Sub? Yes,
that's amazing.
So like Eagle got this new painting in my house, and you walk in my cabin, and it's a beautiful, like, colorful print of Sub, one of his really old pictures. And someone came into my house recently, a neighbor who lives down the way, and he goes, who's that character on the wall? And I go, that's the Hunter S. Thompson of cannabis. And you that's always stuck with me, Eagle. I love it.
He was too. He was the Hunter Thompson of cannabis. And that's the best representative I can think of. Because just like if you go back and watch Buy the Ticket, or what is it? Take the Ticket Ride by Hunter Thompson. Buy the ticket and take the ride. He talks at the end of the movie there, everybody that knew Hunter talked about how you lived life on Hunter's terms. He was up in the midnight hours, and that's when you talk to him. Hunter trained people to work around his schedule, which was the late night hours. If you tried to call him during the daytime hours, you'd often get a shun or get hung up on or whatever. And Subcool was kind of like that. We worked around his time schedules. If you wanted to talk to him, you should text him first. He always wanted that text first. Just to make sure he was, wanted that respect. And when you got that call from Sub, it was 3:00 in the morning. Almost always, that's when I got that call from that man. It was like 3:00 in the morning, Michigan time. And so, and he made us all work around his schedule. We didn't catch the weed nerd when we wanted to catch the weed nerd. We caught the weed nerd when he wanted to fucking come on. And we all came running. We all fucking dropped what we were doing and fucking came running to hang out in them chats and watch that, man. And man, I'm guilty, man. I got behind on my guard a lot of times. There was times I didn't want him to come on because I knew once that notification come on, I'd be right there fucking hanging out in chat, no matter how long it was. If it was fucking a half hour or if it was 4 hours, we're all right there smoking, talking shit with fucking Sub. And it was fucking awesome nights, man. I don't regret not one of them nights. Hanging out with him, hanging out with all the people I met in the chats. And again, talk about opening doors. I met so many great people in them chats, so many great weed nerds that I still to this day call friends, and all of it because of Subcool. And I, to this day, and I do. I miss that man every day, every damn day. There's not one day that doesn't go by that I don't miss him. When he passed this time last year, I almost gave it up. I almost wanted to give it up. I had it with social media anyway, and then he passed. And this place that I'm sitting in right now was one of the hardest places to be. This was one of the places I loved to be the most, but it was so hard to be in this garden full of the genetics that he had given me, full of fucking gear he had, given me, fucking shirts, hats, posters, and to look around at all that and know that he wasn't going to be around was fucking super, super tough. But then as I fucking, thought about it and everything, there was no fucking way he'd want me to quit fucking doing what I was doing. And
I was just thinking about that like 2 days ago, Eagle. Like I was reminiscing on, I opened up one of my old iPhones and unfortunately one of my really old iPhones didn't work, the old ones with the real old flat big thing. Anyways, I opened up one of my old cell phones and, I was just reminiscing on old events, old Emerald Cups and all the old high times. And I was just thinking like, yeah, I've made more connections in front of seed booths than anywhere. It's unbelievable to think about. And I still talk to these people daily. It's crazy to think about. And I really miss, the scene here. And I was talking to Julie about that last night. Like, I really miss seeing everybody at events, and it's been tough, but man, the TGA booths back in the day, they were indescribable. Like, I was looking at pictures and video today on my phone. Like, I would never like hang around the booths, like there's a lot of fan people, I always would drop my jar off for Sub and, they'd smoke it. And I'd talk to them on my own time, but man, it was pandemonium sometimes, right, Jill? Like,
Absolutely.
Like, I'm telling you, like, TGA booths were fucking pandemonium. Like, I've never seen anything like that. Like, it's just
huge, busy.
I can only name like 2 or 3 other booths like that, but like they would gravitate towards Jilly and Sub. Like, it was unbelievable. Like, I was looking at footage today. It was just unbelievable.
Yes, absolutely. It was amazing. We had huge booths and they were just backed up busy. It was the place to be. It's something that I'll never get to experience again. It was absolutely amazing. We just came into the industry at the right time. It was just taking off and everything was so much fun. It wasn't so commercialized. It wasn't so regulated. It was always a big party.
Yeah. I missed the old, I only went to Amsterdam twice, but I've seen some old pictures of Danny Boy and Sub today. and just their outfits and just reminiscing on just the outfits is what really gets me looking back on like old footage and stuff like from like anything below 2002. It's just, you look at old stuff like that and it's just, it's shocking. It's unbelievable. Great times, man. I miss it so much. I really miss like the late 90s to like 2003. Man, those times were just the glory days, man. The outlaw glory.
With you. Absolutely. Everything up to about 2010 was just amazing. Maybe even 2012, you know, everything was
2012 is like Prop 6 or Prop 215. We're still going really hard, but yeah, 2012 is when I really started going underground, like again, you know, like, and I wanted nothing to do with the industry. I just, you know, I had a dispensary and I just seen how it was being run and people were hiring with no knowledge. And I totally distanced myself from the whole thing and moved even further in the forest and did my thing.
Yes, things are beginning to get very over-regulated, and you know, there's so many people involved with the industry now that just they weren't part of it until it became, you know, the more cool thing to do. They weren't there when it was a risk, you know, and they don't understand. They don't understand what we all had to go through.
Here's a name I'm gonna kick out, Julia, that came to my Nebu.
Yes, I still speak with him.
Are you fucking serious?
Yes, absolutely. He actually gave me the Black Russian seeds. He called them Black Rushkaya. He gave me Black Rushkaya and White Rushkaya.
Wait. So is he the Sputnik? Does he have the Sputnik?
No, he gave me the Black Russian seeds before I ever met Sub.
So the father of Sputnik, Black Russian, the Sputnik is the father of Black Russian.
No. The Black Russian came from Nebu before he gave it to me before I ever met Sub. Sputnik came after that. We made Sputnik and Sputnik 2.0. I think it was Sputnik 2.0.
Because I thought the Sputnik was the father of Black Russian.
No, but he called it Black Rushkaya. I can't remember the parents of that. And then there was the white. The 98 Aloha White Widow was the white mother of the White Rushkaya that he had.
Yeah. Unbelievable. I just thought I'd kick that name out. I haven't heard that name forever.
Yeah, I remember him. And I believe that the very first seeds I ever received were from a guy named Me, Myself, and I.
No. Here's one, Julie. I haven't heard. Pinky.
Who?
Pinky seeds.
I don't know that I know that one.
You used to work with them.
I did?
Yeah. The Danny Boy. This is around Danny Boy.
You know, we do smoke a lot of weed, so.
Yeah. I'm gonna send you the pictures. I have a picture of Sub sent me.
Okay.
It says Pinky Seeds beside it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't really remember that, but okay.
So some of the most favorite episodes from the Weed Nerds episodes were the Weeding days. Is there any memories through there that you'd like to share? Because some are some really cool times. You know, for those of us who follow along, those were some amazing times. So could you share some of those times with us?
Well, you know, I don't have anything really specific, but you know, Seb and I used to go out there with Dioxide a lot, and we'd hang out. We'd have Dave Kareem. He had this big property, you know, and he had cattle and such. And we'd go into these. He had like a big shed, you know, like a barn shed thing, and we would have parties. You know, he'd have people playing live music. He would play with them because he was good at that. You know, I don't know if you've ever heard him sing and play his guitar. Pretty awesome. And I'm sure you could actually, you know, scroll back through and look and find some with him. It would have been probably pre-2012 that you would find a lot of those types of videos with Dave. And I know we used to feed the cows all of his leaves. He used to go out and till up the side of his field, and he planted his plants right into the ground, and he grew these big, huge trees. He was the first person I ever met that grew big, huge plants like that. And he said he'd have to go out there with his chainsaw, you know. We didn't believe him. We came out and watched him. Yeah, you have to go out there and you chainsaw those down. We'd feed all of the leaves and everything to the cattle. They loved that. They loved all the leaves that, from all the trimming. But we would get so much at the time back then. We would just take days and days and days and days of trimming, just big groups of people trimming. So it was one of our first experiences in Oregon with the big outdoor grows like that. And Dave was pretty awesome. And he had a really nice wife. Her name was Fluffy. She came and hung out with us once in a while. She was into her knitting and crocheting. We met quite a few awesome people out there for sure.
Definitely memorable episodes. Yeah, and that's one of the things I definitely remember from them episodes were the music episodes where they were sitting rocking the guitars and singing at the end of them there. You know.
Yeah, he did the harmonica too. Yeah.
Had been some pretty great times back then. As like you said, as before things really got kicked off and you know the limelight really got shined. It had to be really cool to, you know, meet a lot of folks that turned out to be pretty influential in the industry later on, for sure.
Yeah, we didn't have any idea that things would turn out that way in the end. You know, we were having a great time. We were enjoying what we were doing, and wow, I can't believe it's come so far.
All in cannabis. I never thought cannabis would progress this far to where we could actually sit here and do this and talk about it like this, you know, day and age, you know.
Right.
Yeah, if you would have told me we're doing something like this in the future, yeah, that's unbelievable.
Well, back when Sub started, they had IRC relay channels. That's all they had. Mm-hmm. They didn't have any forums or anything yet at the time.
Yep.
He'd be pretty proud to see, you know, just a year later how far cannabis is really coming. I mean, we're really close to full-on legalization here in the United States. You know, get really close to, you know, overgrowing, like he always said. I'm still there with him, though. I mean, everybody should be growing some. We should be growing some.
Absolutely.
There's so many benefits to growing this plant, and you've been proud to see how freely genetics were passed this last year. How many people were started growing this year? It was pretty amazing, and a lot of it's still due to that you guys, him. You know, it's amazing. It's amazing how far you guys have helped push this thing. And we do owe a lot to him and the rest of you guys that were pushing genetics around way back then. You know what I mean? A lot of gardens got started on the backs of you guys that were willing to ship seeds around. That's for sure. You know, even fast forward many, many, many years later when I started doing the same thing for you guys, for him. I was scared shitless. I got the first packs I put in the mail. I was fucking terrified. I can't imagine. I can't even imagine doing it, you know, 15 years before that, you know, when you could really, really get in trouble. I mean, at least when I was doing it, I had somewhat of a leg to stand on. Hell, it's seeds. I have seeds as far as I'm concerned, or they're medical. I had a leg to stand on, but back then it had to be terrifying.
Yeah, seeds never really. they were too easy to smuggle for me. Like that was my whole theory. Like there's just too many good ways to smuggle seeds, you know, and that's, you know, shouts out Bad Boy, you know, the reason, you know, Canada was flooded because that whole crew and us boys in the lower mainland who flooded the genetics, you know, up through Canada, up, you know, across borders. And, you know, I bring stuff to Mexico, you know, like still to this day. I'm not scared to say it. I smuggle seeds. They're just a souvenir seed. Like seeds have never been an issue, but weight, yeah. But I do understand where you're coming from. When you first start mailing seeds, yeah, it's a definite, it's a risk. Yeah.
We got some clones across the border a few times too.
Oh yeah. I know all the good ways to do that.
Alive, yeah.
Seeds. It all started really just hemming. You know, like you'd have your girlfriend, you know, hem up, you know, a whole line of seeds in your jeans or your. That's how I started doing it when I was younger. And my dad, you know, I learned all from my dad. You know, Amsterdam to Canada to the States to Mexico.
Absolutely. There's all kinds of ways.
Yeah, it's too easy. Seeds are too easy.
You know, and now I don't try to hide them. I just put them right in my bag.
Yeah.
They go right through. Nobody says a word. So, does anybody have any of these left? Does anybody remember this?
Oh, wow.
This is one of the only things that was saved from the fire because on the night of the fire, when I saw the flames, I ran back to my bedroom. And I just grabbed a bag because I thought we would get to come back the next night. I'd never imagined the whole house and everything would burn. I mean, I was afraid it was going to, but I was kind of just telling myself, no, because you never, that kind of thing never happens to you. You know, you just don't think it's ever going to. So even though I knew the wall of flames was coming and there's nothing going to stop it, I ran in the bedroom. I grabbed a bag, threw one pair of clothes in it. And I had the worst part about it is I had like three boxes of mason jars. And two of the boxes, one of them was completely full of Space Queen I had just harvested. So it was like, it would, you know, probably a couple pounds, you know, 2.5, 3 pounds. And then there was a whole nother one, but it was just different kinds of weed. And then there was another box on top that just had some partially empty ones. And I just grabbed one of those real quick. So I ended up leaving the house with a quarter ounce of weed when I had pounds of weed sitting there. But I grabbed this because I knew it had a pipe in it. And I wanted to make sure I had something to smoke that little bit of weed with, still thinking I was coming back. But unfortunately, that didn't happen.
What do you got there? A little sidecar?
So I've got, I do have one, but it's not from them. It's made by the same maker, though, but it's a pretty rainbow. So I still have one of the original TGA rolling trays. One of the jars. I know a lot of people probably have a lot of more stuff than that because it didn't get all burned. But I also have these. I don't know. These are kind of cool.
I got all that stuff so far.
Do you?
Yeah. I've been meaning to give something to Eagle. It's amazing. This? Can't wait to give it to you, Eagle. What is that?
It's a TGA jar, and it has French.
Oh yeah, I got one on it. Yeah.
And I think this is one. It should be one of the ones. Yep, it's etched. The glass itself is etched.
Yeah, I got one of those before. Damn, I got a Frenchy one too. Where the heck is Frenchy? I need to check some here. What the hell?
I can remember the episode when he brought those out. You guys were sitting out on the deck smoking when Frenchy brought those out to you guys.
An old TGA pin I had made for like a little promotional.
Oh, I want one of those.
Mighty Quinn. Oh, and this Vector lighter, it was like one of the last things Sub bought me. I haven't used it. It's just been sitting in there, brand new still.
There you go. Put that on your rip.
I need to use it.
Pretty awesome.
So Miss Jill.
Oh,
sorry, go ahead.
TC.
Go ahead.
No,
I
you go ahead. Please go
I've
ahead.
been talking a lot about genetics with Jill lately, and one came to my head last night before I went to bed. Was you worked with the flow, yeah, Jilly?
A long time ago, yeah.
And what
Sunny,
was it? The floater,
Sunny
yeah.
Chico had it.
The floater, you called it, yeah.
Yeah. Sunny did a lot of work with that one.
Okay, I want to try and find those pictures because I'm gonna make a little mini documentary for you and Subby, and I'm just trying to gather through all the old stuff.
If you contact Sunny Chiba, he might actually still have some seeds that have that, have that or have a cross of it in it.
Wow.
Because I know he does still have some seeds. I believe he said he was going to do seeds again, but don't hold me to that because I don't want to misspeak on that.
What about Ortega?
Oh, taco. No, I don't know. I think Bad Boy would have been the last one that had that.
Okay.
I'm sure he does not.
No. It might be around British Columbia. Sure.
And Squid was the guy he was living with when I went down, when he was supposed to come down and visit me, when he was supposed to come up to Oregon and visit me, but then he got picked up and they held him in jail until they picked him up in the transcore. So that was when he was living with Squid. So Squid also might have it. It's possible. I don't know if he continued to grow or not. And I don't know if you even know how to contact Squid. I haven't had contact.
Yeah. What about tell everyone about the blueberry and all the what was it, the Batgirl and stuff?
Oh yes. So I have it's called Batgirl, but Batgirl's just a phenotype of Jack's Cleaner Blueberry, which Sub had made. It was from before him and I had gotten together.
It's like 2002 he said that name, I think.
I think even earlier than that because
yeah.
So that was probably the other seeds that I picked up when I picked up the Danny Boy. Remember I had told you that I started selling them on Cannabis World in the auction. And yeah. I believe that would have been the other cross, would have been Jack's Cleaner Blueberry. But so I have a new cross. It's a feminized hybrid. I pollinate it with the Purple Afghani Kush feminized pollen. So that's out now. It's just newly released.
I love the name. I'm glad you brought the name back. I love that.
The Batgirl.
Tony in chat there, Galactic Garden says he has Squid's number.
He has what?
Squid's number there. Tony's been hanging out in chat there.
Oh, nice.
I got a lot of respect for that. Tony too, as far as reps go, man. He repped the day pretty tough here in Michigan as well. I spoke pretty highly of him yesterday when I was speaking of those TGA days here in Michigan.
Yes, he was a very good rep, and he actually won the very first. My daughter made these charity blankets. They were all different, squares, yeah, and they were all different T-shirts from people in the industry, So different companies would have their shirts and they'd donate them to us, and then we put them into the square with nice backing on it. So the first one raffled off at like $800, and Tony was the one that won that raffle. So all of that money had went back to charity. So he was always a really big contributor to our charities, for sure, definitely. Good guy.
I remember that quilt. I've always wanted to make one of those or have one made. Even since his passing, even more so. Take all my TGA shirts and have them quilted up like that. I always thought that was an incredible idea.
It was fun.
I thought that was amazing.
My daughters were pretty creative when they were young.
If Jilly could have 3 cultivars for the rest of her life, I'm guessing for you.
Okay.
It's going to be G13, AK-47, and blueberry.
I thought you said, only 3?
Yeah, only 3.
I really like Dog Walker.
Yeah. You said that the other night, yeah.
I really like Headband. And I really like Space Queen too.
I was gonna say Space Queen or take out the G13 and put Space Queen in there.
Or Vortex.
Yeah, chat's wanting to know what's in the bowl tonight, Jill.
Oh, this is I believe this is my jelly bean black cherry. It's one of my this one's still in testing, but I just released several of the new jelly bean hybrids. Working on feminized crosses right now of jelly bean.
I'm happy you're bringing all the cherry back, Julie. I'm very excited. You know, that's what I'm looking for, the pine and the cherry right now. I'm looking through the seed vault, and yeah, that's it right now. That black cherry soda and shit. Fuck.
Well, yes, I have the jelly bean black cherry. That's regular, but then
Right.
now I'm making the jelly bean cherry, which is cherry AK-47 cross jelly bean, feminized.
So,
And
Miss
I
Jill,
also
could you
plush
mind?
curtains.
Oh,
I was
oh,
just
go
saying
ahead,
I
please. You're
have
the
the plush
guest.
curtains.
I love the plus berry. That was a great string. I'm actually sitting on one of the pink pheno era packs that I've kept just for that reason. And that was one of my favorites there. Plus berry, Quasi Train, and yeah, those were a couple of my favorites right there. Cheesequake were some Crazy Train and Cheesequake were first two, followed by Agent Orange and Jelly Bean were my next two. All of them fire. All of them fire.
You never ran the Apollo 13, the back cross Eagle?
I have a pack of it. I have yet to run it.
Oh, run that in the time wreck.
I'd have to say Vortex is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vortex.
Yeah, it's just Jelly Space Queen. Yep.
And Apollo 13.
So many.
That one is a really good one, though.
So I'm curious to know. You guys have went to a lot of fun events and stuff. Can you tell us of one of your favorite events with Sub and why?
I really liked the Seattle Hemp Fest. Back when we first started going, I remember the first time we didn't really have anything to sell. We had some seeds, and his dank book wasn't even published yet. It was being printed, and so we didn't have any in hand. So we were taking orders for it, writing it down on just a piece of paper. We started that simple, and we just had a table. We just had a table with like a regular old canopy over it, and kind of down in the grass at the Seattle Hemp Fest. And that was one of our first events. It was actually a lot of fun. And we grew from there. And one of the funniest memories, because we were with Dioxide through all of this, and he used to always pull the trailer. That was his thing. So we're trying to load out. And this is after a 3-day week, and you're exhausted by the end at Sunday night. You just want out. You just want to go home. And he's in there trying to pull the trailer out. And we have to go from Washington all the way back to Oregon. So it's like a 6-hour drive, between 4 and 6 hours. And we just can't get it. And they're so frustrated. They're almost crying. They're laughing, you know. Dioxide's like, comes over on his cell phone. He's like, fire on the main stage, you know. Pretty soon we see the fire truck come in. So that just means it's holding him up that much longer. And that's where until the wheels fall off, motherfucker. That's where that came in, because that was one of the little side jokes that night, because of all of the crap that was going on. it was just absolute insanity sometimes at these events. But you know, now looking back, I wish I could just go back and do it all over again. It was some of the best moments of my life, to be honest. We had so much fun when it was all new and it, you know, wasn't commercialized yet. It was really fucking cool, and I'm so glad that I got to be part of it.
So you guys did bounce around a little bit. Can you tell me which garden you guys were probably most proud of and which strains were in it at that time?
Well, you know, I mean, there was the one in Oregon and the one in California were, I mean, those two were both pretty good, you know. We really actually only had a few places, a handful of places, probably like 3 or 4 places that we had lived. And then we stayed at the last two very long term. But, you know, our gardens were pretty much always the same because we set them up the same, ran everything the same lights, same setup for the most part. Make a little adjustments, you know, like, oh, that wasn't quite right. Let's do this a little bit different type of thing. Maybe you would be hanging fans a little bit higher so you don't hit your head or don't hit your shoulder on something, that type of thing. So usually we didn't get to run for pleasure. You know, we're running for production and head stash. So it was, you know, Time Wreck, Space Queen were two of the main ones that we ran a lot for production and head stash. They were good, really good yielders, and they were great flavored, and everybody really seemed to enjoy those. So, and then we were, you know, running moms for seed making. And of course, stepping out, you know, running our own testers out through the garden as well.
No, that's the Sonoma house was definitely dialed in. You guys had it dialed in. You guys had your, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was doing really good at the end.
The outdoor gardens in Cali were pretty impressive there.
Absolutely. They got better each year too, for sure.
I can't imagine what it'd be like to harvest like that. And not on time, California time crunch.
You know, and with our outdoor, we weren't looking to make a big profit on it. We were just, we were selling it at a real good, decent price, and we were moving it quick. And we took all the majority of that money outside of, you know, expenses that we wanted to reimburse ourselves for. We put all of that money to either cash donation or actually, you know, going and shopping and buying a bunch of toys and different things for kids, clothing, coats. And we started the barrels at dispensaries, you know, for people to donate toys, coats, canned foods, those kinds of things. And as well, we were doing medicine drives, you know, during that time. So people were donating, you know, from their outdoor crops at Christmas time for families that needed medicine through the year as well. We had that at several different dispensaries, like 7 dispensaries in California and a couple in Oregon. Also at the Emerald Cup, we did it a couple of years at the Emerald Cup as well. And then had a trailer full of toys because we'd bring a bunch of toys with us, and we would pick families. They would tell us, you know, what kind, you know, what ages their kids were, gender of their children, and we would get bags together full of toys, and then they would come and pick them up from the trailer. We just
props to you
for several months, and as well the military families as well, veterans, disabled veterans.
You guys put in a lot of work, and you know, a lot of people didn't give you the credit where credit was due when it came to charities, let me tell you, because those toy drives and all the work you did with autism with Jinx, you know, I'd always give Jinx, you know, $100, and he'd throw me a couple pins or $200, you know, like you guys did great work. So props to you guys for that.
Thank you.
Yes, for sure.
I'm almost gram deep on rosin, you guys.
Come here, say hi.
Hey, Jilly, I was looking at a video today, and I think it was in like
It's
LA,
Hope.
like 2014 or something.
Wants to see Toe.
And I got a video of you, and I gave you your first
Shit.
dab of rosin.
You did?
Yeah, it's epic. You should have seen your face.
Say hi, Toe. No? Come here. Come here. Say hi.
Oh, there he is.
How
There's
a big
badass
one.
is it to
there's
see
a weed
him
nerd
again?
celebrity.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I know I'm not the only one cheesing looking at that dog. That is awesome. So Chat's Chat's going nuts right now. Toke, is that Toke? Is that Toke?
That was actually the last picture Sub sent to me. Was a picture of Toke in the RV. Can't believe he's still kicking.
Yep, he's a fat, happy dog. He just lays around on his blanket all day. Right now it's wintertime, Oregon, so we don't get to take walks quite as often as we, do in the summer. So, he's gaining a little bit of weight, getting a little fat.
I've said this several times, but I'd like to thank you both for hanging out and doing this tonight. It has been an awkward for me as well, I'm sure, as it has been undoubtedly for you guys too. But like I said, I was nervous as hell before this whole thing started, and hearing the stories from both you guys, it's definitely made me feel very comfortable today. In this day of missing him for sure. Man.
Well, Miss Jill, I don't want you to go yet because I know you wanted to go at a certain time and
Yeah.
go work. But can you please stick with us a little bit longer?
Sure.
And I want to go back a couple of subjects and just the Hemp Fest. Like I only went to Seattle Hemp Fest once, and because I was having troubles getting across the border at the time from Canada. But let me tell you, man, if anyone ever experienced the Seattle Hemp Fest, like there's only 2 events that are like that, and one was in British Columbia. Every 420 we have a big event and we smoke, and at an art gallery in downtown Vancouver. That's an event to behold for sure. But Seattle Hemp Fest was such an eclectic group of people, and that was one of the first times I actually met Sub in person. But yeah, Hemp Fest, man, unbelievable. I don't think anything ever topped that. But actual events, like, yeah, they stopped getting good after like 2013 or something.
I agree. Absolutely. It used to be so much fun.
Yeah.
I guess that's everything though has changed like that in the world.
Honestly, the first Emerald Cups in Santa Rosa, when the fairgrounds was really small and they didn't expand it, you remember?
Yeah.
Those were the best events, like period. Like that was just like such a heady crowd of people. Like,
have you been to the one before it moved to the fairgrounds?
Yeah, I was there once.
It's cold up there. It was snowing and the rain, it was raining. It's like the water was standing, like, well, I guess like that much above the gravel, it was like,
yeah.
It was like,
honestly, the best event on earth that I've experienced with just cannabis and just psychedelics is Reggae on the River. And anybody who knows about Reggae on the River is next level.
I have not gone.
So many great times, man. So what would you think that on the TGA days, which one of the strains would you think Sub would have been most proud of?
He loved his Jack the Ripper. That was his namesake strain. That was his.
Yeah, Cuvée and Jack. Yeah, for sure. I think, yeah.
He did like his Third Dimension and Vortex as well, though.
Yeah. Yeah, you know best, Jillian.
Well, Quirkle too, I'd have to say. You know, that's a hard question there.
It comes in phases, right? Whatever good hash is being produced for your 3-hole dab rig.
Stop.
I'm gonna light my torch
So
here.
many, and that man gave out so many seeds. I think that's, as far as, what he's remembered for, is probably, I don't, he's gave away so many seeds. He's remembered for a lot of fire that you guys created, but he's gave away so many seeds. I think that's one of the most things that he's most remembered for is that he gave me a pack of seeds. I think a lot of stories that when it comes to Subcool start with he gave me a pack of seeds.
Overgrow.
Pretty awesome, dude. That's for sure. So is there any moments that stand out in particular? I know you didn't prepare for this, but is there any in particular that stand out that you'd like to share that the weed nerds, because there's a lot of stuff we've heard about, but there's a lot of stuff that there's, I guess let me say this. Is Sub had the online side, but a lot of people don't realize is that fucker had a huge heart off camera. So could you share a little bit of the off camera Sub side, maybe one of those moments that some of us wouldn't know about that we'd like to hear?
That's hard. Well, it's probably only funny to people that were there, but the funniest thing that my daughters and I always laugh about is Sub would always use the bathroom in the hallway, and he had those heavy chains and keys and all that. We could hear him drop, his pants would hit the floor. It was loud, and we were sitting in the living room, whatever. And so my youngest daughter, I don't know what she was doing, but she decided to hide under the bathroom counter. She was like 8, I guess. I don't know. And he went in there and you could hear his pants drop, and she came flying out from under the counter and out the door. And it was the funniest shit. I mean, because he just yelled, "You almost made me shit myself." And it was just, I guess maybe you had to be there. It was absolutely fucking hilarious though.
He did have quite a big heart too. He put on that persona for sure. Like, he didn't give a fuck about shit, but he did. He gave a fuck, and
absolutely. He was
good. In hindsight, I wish people would have gotten to see a little bit more of that side of Sub, to be honest with you.
The pre 2014 or whatever, pre 2000, about 14, 15. That's when it started kind of going down.
Definitely a great guy behind the scenes, for sure. And I wish more people would have got to see that side of stuff.
I do too, for sure.
There was definitely two. I've said that many nights. Is there was two sides of stuff, and the the offline sub was pretty awesome, just as awesome as the sub everybody else got to see. It's a shame that,
The sensitive, humble guy.
yeah.
And then the blunt sub comes out, and then he'll let you have it. He'll let it rip, just like Jill.
Well, but you know, a lot of that came for both of us. A lot of that came just, you know, so long. You know, I guess people desensitize you over time because, you know, people are constantly picking or whatever.
Yeah,
It like shortens your tolerance, I guess. Or maybe we just need to smoke more weed.
Yeah. Never hurts. Never hurts. For sure. Yeah, you know, he definitely, I can honestly say, he definitely had a thing for you, Miss Joe. I can honestly say that. You know, you guys had a whirlwind relationship, and I don't think there will be another cannabis couple that will be remembered like you guys. You know,
agreed.
you guys,
You know, and
you
in the
guys
very, you know, for
definitely
so many years,
carved your own way.
everything was perfect for so many years. It was, you know, it was, like I said, until about 2015, everything was just, you know, real good. And, you know, and then it kind of just, you know, shit just happens sometimes at the end, you know.
Rockstar lifestyle, like Eagle said. We lived a kind of rock star lifestyle, and that it just, you know, we all know.
Yeah.
He will be missed, that's for sure. He will be missed. Yeah. I don't even think, you know, I got to talk to him quite a bit in the last few years. And I honestly don't think he realized how big of an impact he was, to be honest with you. I don't, you know, he would tell me that, you guys all think that I'm some big superstar, but I'm here to tell you this cannabis thing's a small thing. You know, I can turn off this camera and I can go into town and nobody knows who the fuck Subcool is. And I was like, that's so fucking wrong. You know that's wrong. And hearing his passing, man, he touched so many people. I really don't think he realized how many people he had touched throughout the years. I really don't think he had a clue, to be honest with you. That's for sure.
You know,
I
I
think
don't,
one of my
people don't think about it until, you know, looking back, you know, when time goes on, you can look back and see. But, you know, unfortunately he didn't get to, you know, get to that point yet. Didn't get to, you know, sit back and look before he had to leave. But I'm sure he can look down and see. He left his mark. It's what he wanted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what a
And
year.
we're overgrowing the world.
We lost so many good people in the last few years. It's unbelievable.
Absolutely, we have.
Bog family and stuff, you know. It's just they put seeds on the map, but you guys took it to a whole nother level. So with the whole vibrant, just the whole everything.
Yes, Bog was there before TGA.
Yeah, we got to give them credit where credit's due, but you guys are on a whole nother platform.
And now they can go smoke some. Now they can go smoke some weed together and wait for us.
You know it's smelling pretty dank up there right about now, that's for sure. I Can only imagine the garden he's got up there. I can only imagine the garden he's got up there.
Yes.
Anyways, we're all a little somber here, so let's pick it up. Whole vibe today is just reminiscing on pictures and just.
Let me get something to drink real quick.
It really threw me for a whirlwind when you reminisce on people who have passed, and it really hits me, man. Like, like I've lost so many friends, and like growing up in British Columbia, and just like every now and then you reminisce on certain people, but Sub's gonna stick with so many people's hearts and minds. It's and to have that YouTube channel there, and it's amazing, so let's let that sit and settle, and don't let that fucking be touched, and let history just let it sit, because wow, that man taught a lot of fucking young men and women how to grow. Like, it's unbelievable. Like,
I agree.
Like I think I told a story last time with Bleezy and Oldie. Did you send Bleezy and Oldie? They're probably too busy with shouts out to Bleezy and Oldie. They're probably way too busy today to even come on with all the releases and stuff. And a snowstorm like me, I'm stuck in snow right now. It's world record California snow where I'm at in the Sierras. But anyways, off topic. That man. Yeah. Where was I going with that? Sorry,
We're all stoned.
Where was I going,
Well, it's
Eagle?
just there's so many great things to say about him, but I'm a little lost myself. I was kind of remembering some stuff about him myself.
I just keep
But,
reminiscing on
you-
these old cups and it's just, yeah, I'm really starting to miss it with this whole COVID thing. I never leave my farm regardless. I go grocery shopping once a month, but damn, I want to go to a damn event and see some people. Like,
Oh, I know where you were going with that. We were talking about the channel and the importance of it being left up and left alone so other people could enjoy
yeah,
it. Is basically
indeed,
where you were going with that.
It's a history channel that it's that's a lot
Agreed.
of content. A lot of people are going to
It
go
is
back.
too.
Yeah, it's
And
unbelievable.
there is a lot of people going back. I know there's quite a few people that are weed nerds that have, man. And again, I thank you both for this. I can't stress that enough. I have seen so many weed nerd names that I have not seen in a long time. A lot of them do come through here, but a lot of them that I haven't seen in a long time have come through here. But as I've done this in the last year, I have been very vocal about trying to keep Sub's memory alive. Uh, both in the memorial I did when he passed, his birthday, and I've had a lot of the weed nerds on. A lot of people wondered when I started doing this how I was able to get a lot of the people that I got on. And I can't believe a lot of people didn't figure out when it first, kicked off that it was a lot of weed nerds that were coming on. But so I was talking about it quite a bit. And what I was noticing was there's a lot of the people that were coming and hanging out in these chats, a lot of them were weed nerds, but there was a lot of people that were just joining the cannabis community and was hearing the term weed nerd, weed nerd, weed nerd, and would hear us talk about Sub, and then are now going back and watching a lot of these episodes to just discover what the fuck we're all talking about. And so I know there's a lot of people going back and watching these episodes of his and rediscovering. Johnny Caneseed last night was talking about it last night. You know, Teacher Bees went back and watched a lot of episodes. Madam T. There's a lot of people that it's in this community that's going back and starting over. They're weed nerds from the very first episode this year. You know what I'm saying? And even as like Johnny Candace talked about him yesterday, you know, he's like, I get it. You know, I get it. I look, you know, I never he's like I never even knew of him until you guys talked about him, and now I had to go back because of the way you guys talk about him. I had to go back and watch, and now he said he's, you know, a few episodes into it. He's like, I get it. I totally get it. I see the man that you guys talk about, the charisma he had. He's like, I can see where and how you guys all got caught up in the weed nerd thing.
Yeah, Eagle,
And
you know, sorry to interrupt. You know, these YouTube personas, you know, like you and all these people who have channels, you know, with cannabis, like they're giving life and you know, they're curing depression. Just people interacting, you know, in chats and like and people like you know, when I was younger, I'd be on YouTube and I'd, you know, watch stuff and, you know, you get your cult like following, you know, like you'd watch something, you know, I watched like whatever, like a 4x4 show or something, you know, and you know, you become so intertwined with these channels, and it's these people like it's helped. I believe it's saved. Like some of these YouTube channels are like literally saving people like from depression and just it's really amazing. But where I was going with that, I was telling an old story about in Mexico back in the day, and I'd show the Mendo Dope channel, you know, to these young cats down in Mexico, and you know, because they'd be like, you know, they were constantly. I'd had an interpreter. I knew a little Espanol, but yeah, I'd show them channels like Subcools and Mendo Dopes, and that's how they learn to grow. You know, people who have barely had access to internet, you know, they'd have to go to like a cafe or like, you know, they're like in Mexico, it's pretty scarce where I was, but they'd go out of their way just to watch these shows and get tips, you know, and they just it's unbelievable how far like how these channels are reaching all across the world. So like, yeah, we don't want, and that's why one reason we're here is like we're a three of an alliance right now to of yeah, I don't know where I was gonna go with this, but it's people who really know out there, like, you know, there was a lot of bad people around Subcool, and we just want this channel to be untouched. So yeah, just don't, if you see the new channel being posted on, just yeah, you know what it is. You know what it is. The real weed nerds know what it is, and who's who, and the only reason I'm doing this is because my last conversation was Subcool. It's personal, but it was a lot about Jill, and the only reason I'm here is because of what he said, and that's why we're here, is because he loved you. Okay, Jill, I know it. Don't get emotional. We love you, and I think this is going to bring a lot of great people together, and it already has. Like you've already, you know, Jill's already linked up with a lot of people, you know, like like you know, she's with Pat and, you know, the whole old crew, you know. The Green Avengers, like it ran pretty deep, and you know, I was behind the scenes, you know, but that man and that channel did a lot of good and helped a lot of people, and bless him for that. I'm gonna take another dab.
Yeah, that channel is very important that it does stay up for sure. Very important. It's what his legacy. It's basically it's his legacy to all of us.
You know, one day, like in the future here, you know, I want my son to watch that channel. You know what I mean? like watch it from the beginning. You know what I mean? He's 3 years old. You know, like I want that to be there. So I can't stress that enough.
I agree with you, TC. I agree with you very much because as I was going through my weed nerd phases, my kids would watch me go through them chats every time he'd come on, be sitting at the table, listen to him, going through the chats. I never really understood it. And now that this is going on and these things are going on, she's a weed nerd now. She's a next gen weed nerd. She's seeing what it's all about. And we always say this is all to do with something. We do this because we're in the habit of doing this because something coached us into doing this. And man, it's super important that they can go back and see what the fuck we're talking about. Because he was the spark that sparked a lot of this community thing. There was a cannabis community for sure before, but it wasn't the weed nerd community is something completely different. It's a strong community. It really is. And a lot of, like I said before, a lot of friends have made. He's brought a lot of fucking people together. It isn't just cannabis he's brought together. He's created a lot of fucking friendships. I'd see every night. A lot of people say, I miss that fucker. I miss that fucker. Hopefully, Miss Jill, you don't take that in a bad way, but I called him fucker a lot. He called me fucker.
He called everybody. No, you're good.
Pretty sure that's his favorite word for sure.
Fucker. Yep. I know. You're good. His hat said fuck. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. I was blessed enough, Eagle, to he gave me some personal things last time I seen him at his house. Like I think the last time I was at his house was the day before the bust, actually. That's when it was. I was actually gonna stay there that night. I think I went over that story with you. But he gave me a bunch of the pins off his hat because I'm like, I gave all my my Jinx proof autism pins away. And no joke, Sub takes his hat off and he gives me one of the Jinx proof pins. I'm like, Sub, no. I'll never forget that, man. He just hands me, and I know how much he loved his pins. It was just it was a weird moment for me when he gave me that pin because I'm like, why is
fun collecting with them?
Yeah, because
we did it for years, like before we ever moved to California. Is when we started it.
Yeah, I know the pins were just. I just knew how much that pin. Yeah, it just represented him, and so I got that pin, Eagle, and I'd love to give it to you, man, and for you to wear it on the show or something, because I got a big package for you. I haven't been able to go because I've been snowed in, but yeah, I want to give that to you, brother.
Thank you, brother. It'd be pretty fucking awesome. Pretty awesome. Oh man, and he is going to be so missed for sure. I don't even know where to start here. I'm reading chat, some of these memories here that they're.
I forgot there's a chat sometimes. Like when I've done these shows with you, Eagle, I'm like, because I got to turn on my iPad or my computer to watch it, so to get a separate chat or whatever. But it's weird. It's like we're talking. It's like we're just having a conversation. It's really weird. I forget people are listening.
They've had nothing but great things to say tonight. Shout out to the weed nerds. Much respect to all you guys. I was gonna say something and I kind of got a little squirreled there.
Eagle's got a little sidetracked. He had a little bit of a whirlwind of a day, huh? A little scatterbrain today, Eagle. I love you, bud.
love you too, brother, man. I was a little worried about this, you know. I don't know why. I don't know why I was so nervous about this in particular episode.
Yeah,
More,
I wanted to
more
get.
like I said,
Sorry, go ahead. Igor.
I wanted to be right. I had a lot of respect for that dude. And I wanted it to be right. That's for sure. It's been a good night for sure. I've been a lot of great memories. The fucking. I agree with you. It's very important to do what we can do to keep Sub's memory alive for what he done. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? That's what I'd like to stress there for what he's done, not to like what may come. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Remember him for all the great things he done. Uh, so much of it to be remembered for. The great strains he put forth. Uh, it's it's really tough to see the state of things where
What did it used to say, Jill, on the back of the TGA pamphlet? I'm trying to look for one right now.
Which part?
It says something about the YouTube section. It say like the Weed Nerds is a culture-based entertainment show or whatever.
Something like that, yeah.
That always hit with me. I always like that quote. I gotta find that.
Culture based.
I have one right here. Weed Nerd is a culture-based entertainment show that airs on YouTube several times each week. Music, humor, and political commentary in the field of reporting makes up this popular show to anyone that is 420 friendly. Maybe the best cannabis culture show online today, featuring Subcool,
that's it.
Miss Jill, and many other guests. Right.
Epic.
I have a lot of memorabilia too.
Yeah, save that.
I do. I treasure all of this shit. You know, you guys did blaze a huge trail. You guys did blaze a huge
Awesome.
trail. So I give you
Really cool.
You guys tons of credit for all the shit you did. For sure.
Name them all off, Eagle. Name them all off. What do you got?
Oh yeah.
What do I got?
No, you name off everyone on the pamphlet. What year is that?
The pamphlet? Oh, this is early. Is there a way I can tell with the year on it? Yeah, 2008 to 2015 is the copy right here.
So it didn't have the tack straw. And,
well, it's got 9-pound hammer on it, so it's got to be 2013.
Yeah. It didn't have the Brian.
Yeah. It's got Pennywise, Professor Chaos, Apollo 13, Cleaner, Crazy Train, Quantum Kush, Quarkle, Kush, Ripped Bubble, Sonic Screwdriver, Space Bomb, The Flave, Third Dimension, Time Wreck, Vortex, 9-pound hammer, Agent Orange, Apollo 13, BX, Brian Barry Cough, Cheesequake, Chernobyl, Conspiracy Kush, Cuvée, Dairy Queen, Deep Herbal, Doctor Who, Galactic Jack. This must have been when they're in California. Hercule, Jack Skellington, Jack Straw, Jack the Ripper, Jack's Cleaner 2, Jesus OG Kush, Jelly Bean, Kaboom, what's good one too? Marion Berry Kush, Mickey Kush, and Nurse Jackie. That's another one. That's one you don't hear a whole lot of. That was
early. That was like 2012, 2013.
Medicine Woman.
Far off, right off the top of my head.
Before the falling out
Definitely
with
fire.
the readers.
Wasn't that the Medicine Woman, Julie?
Which one?
The Nurse Jackie.
Nurse Jackie.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Medicine Woman.
That's a
Jackie.
homegrown Natural Wonders strain.
Yeah.
Woo.
So much fire. So much fire. Yeah, I've got a lot of stickers, shirts, and stuff from that era too. And even back then, I wore that shit. Proud weed nerd. Proud weed nerd. Good times. Good times. I don't think they'll.
How many seed catalogs
Go
you got?
ahead.
GA Eagle.
Quite a few. I would have to put them all together, man. They're all in my seed box. There's another box I put aside after some pass. I put a bunch of shit up because I didn't want to get fucked up.
Yeah, I'm
Flat
kind
out,
of.
I knew that it was all shit that couldn't be replaced at that point, so I just put it up and wanted it to be safe. I haven't even worn this shirt since the passing. You know, I don't even like it to be wore out, man. I just like to keep it for what it is. You know? So a lot of it's put up, and even with the strains I've got, I have a hard time wanting to pop them. I know I should be popping them seeds. I encourage other people to pop the seeds they have, you know, but it's just one of them things, you know. It's hard.
It's like touching an antique.
Yeah. Do you realize, Miss Jill, the memories that you guys have created? I mean, it's pretty crazy. For sure.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I bet you Jill's reminiscing. We love you, Jilly. You know, I don't know if you can read chat. I'm sure you're getting a lot of love in chat. And,
I can't see it, no.
No, I can't either.
That's what I'm saying, though. There's still 146 people watching right now, and not one bad comment has came across that screen tonight.
Well, that is truly
the weed nerds have all greatly appreciated, you know, this. And like I said, you talk about the problem area there, and it did kind of split the nerds up a little bit back in the day, but I think this is going to help bring us all back together.
Do you know what I see? Do you know what I see in that? Is I see that this was over 20 years, you know, from start to end. And, you know, it was just that very last handful, you know, it wasn't the majority of the, you know, 3/4 of that time or 2/3 of that time was amazing. It was just that last little, I would say quarter or less, actually.
Yeah.
No.
Unfortunately, that is what everybody remembers, though.
It is, and it's just you know, speaking from a weed nerd point of view, it was a great thing. It was a really great thing. It was just sad to see it play it out. You know what I mean? A lot of that was like, I don't know. We should have never.
It was extremely painful. I mean,
the most painful thing is losing your house and everything you worked so hard for. And that's how I related with Sub. I lost everything I had in 2015 in a fire. You know, I've lost my house. I lost, you know, a new house I was building. You know, I lost the biggest crop of my life, Asian Fantasy and Cheesequake, probably over 2,000 pounds. And, you know, 6 beautiful greenhouses. And that's it. If anyone could even imagine losing everything you worked so hard for, you know, burnt to fucking ashes, you know.
Absolutely.
Like I have a picture of my farm. All that's standing there is a melted fridge. That's it. And a piece of granite from
It's so painful. It's, you know, it's the memories. It's all of those things. It's the fear. It's, you know, I lost that in that fire. I lost, you know, every keepsake that everything my children had ever made for me, you know, all the way growing up, all three of them. I lost everything my parents had left for me. My dad's Green Beret, I lost that in the fire. I'm horrified by that. I mean, it was in Vietnam with him. It traveled all over the world with him, and it got burned in a wildfire in the house in California. It's kind of a shitty way for it to go, you know. But you know, it is what it is. I mean, it was absolutely horrifying. And unfortunately, it happened at the same time that Seb and I were going through a split anyhow, you know, at that point. And so you know, I was already, I had already put a down. I mean, I was waiting for my house in Oregon to close. So I had already gone that far on purchasing a new house. So I had to come back to Oregon and, you know, follow through with the house. You can't back out at that point. He didn't want to come to Oregon with me. You know, kind of went from there. So,
yeah, fires are just
None of us can even put ourselves in your guys' position, to be honest with you. You know, nobody knows what it's like to run from a fire like that and to go what you guys went through. You know,
I was lucky to be a little blessed that I actually got a few personal things out, you know, like memorabilia, you know, pictures and a few things. But that's just of God's grace, because I actually started renting a house for my baby mother at the time, and just because I didn't want her on the farm, you know, because we're outlaw. So I put her off, and luckily, like literally 3 days before that fire, Butte County fire, you know, God was on my side, and I closed on a little side rental for her to stay, you know, just so she could be safe away from that stuff. But yeah, I got it out 3 days before, and it's just like, man, yeah. And you know, I lost a friend in that fire, you know, who stayed with his plants because he loved his plants and his genetics so fucking much, and his animals. It was his animals. Probably more than his plants, but his horse and his dogs and stuff, llamas, and but man, God bless his heart. That fucking man, I have pictures of, he stayed on that farm. And I have one picture on my Instagram where he's in the fire, a picture of him standing in the fire, and it's one of his last texts he sent me. He died in that fire, and yeah, he's standing beside his plants, you know, texting people, and he stayed with his plants and his animals. So like, I'm just glad Subcool got out of that house, you know, and it's just, there's so many different ways these stories could have played out in life, you know. It could have, would have, should have, if, you know, everything's meant to be. But Miss Jill, like, things might have been different, you know, with the fire and stuff, but like, could have, would have, should have. But it's fires are, I don't know where I'm going with this, but fires is in California. If you've never experienced something like that, it's unfucking believable. Just like sheer chaos, and just it's just how fast something can change. It's unbelievable. Yeah. So God bless everyone who's lost their house, and a lot of us, man. A lot of people have lost farms over the years, and that's why I moved off grid, because I don't want to be near no damn power lines, and no, you know, I'm gonna save them, like,
because that's what started ours, was a power line up the way.
Yep, it's always power lines, and just they just spread like wild. They go down those power line grids, and they just yeah, they light up, and that whole Santa Rosa fire, and it's just, California has never seen anything like this, and it's like, it's unbelievable. Sub and Jilly lost so fucking much. It's like,
and I had two other people with me that were also helping me move and get my stuff packed up. Bob and Megan were there with us as well, so we had to. I had to worry about getting them out, and so Sub was being being a little stubborn. Told me I was overreacting and we didn't need to go, and so I did send someone up to get him out. He says he was going to leave anyhow, but they ended up coming up twice to get him out. So
yeah.
You know, whatever, you know, it doesn't matter. He got out. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I remember texting him like, you better get the fuck down that fucking track. You better get the fuck out of there. Like, that was just an unbelievable day. Like, morning, unbelievable.
It was like 11. I saw the flames 11, just after 11. And I got out with the other two people at about 11:15, 11:20. And it was by 11:45, it was, you wouldn't have been able to get down the road. So that's how quickly, I mean, we were flying. I mean, everybody, there was 100 cars going out, you know, leaving. Nobody was coming up. Only only police cars with their lights on. There was no fire trucks because the winds were too high. So we were going out fast, and this is like a 45-mile-an-hour road, and it takes generally 20 minutes to get to the end. But we were all going so fast, you know, and we got down there. It's a really rough road, but we got down there, and you know, I was like, holy shit, you know, all these people are running. They were all kind of going to the grocery store to go talk, and I was like, you know, I saw the cop sitting over there. He wasn't letting anybody up the road, and I said, okay, shit, you know, I heard him cussing at people. You know, you're not going up this fucking road. With all due respect, fuck your animals. You're not going up this road. I'm trying to save humans. And I was like, okay, he's not worried about our illegal pot plants. So I was like, fuck, you know, and this was a hard debate for me to go, you know, I didn't want to send cops up there, but you know, I didn't want him to burn alive. So I felt, you know, like, fuck, man, you know, that shit's going to burn. I was confident it's going to burn regardless. So I said something to him, you know, my husband won't get out. And he said, what's your address? I told him. And they went up there, and he I guess he had told them, you know, that he was going to go, and he didn't. He went and got in his truck, and he sat there and he was filming it or whatever. And the cop came back again a second time. He's like, hey, if you don't get the fuck out of here, then I'm going to take you out with force. And so he took off, and he said as he was leaving, the embers were hitting the back of his truck. So he barely got out in time. He got very lucky. So
scary, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
I have so many stories from just those few fires in the last like 5-6 years. It's just so many crazy heroic stories too. Like, especially last year. Was that last year? It's just so bad. Like, I didn't get affected really much in the Sierras. It's unbelievable. Everyone was getting smoke all the way up to British Columbia. You know, I'm calling all my friends and Vancouver Island, Vancouver, and you know, they're getting smoked out. Like, that was unbelievable. Like, all the way up to Washington State fires. Like, it's just
this year, you mean?
Yeah, it's just
I got evacuated here in Oregon from where I live.
Yeah, I got really lucky because I moved so far east in California where it's so high and dry, and I thought I'd be affected, but you know, we've been good because I don't live near no damn power lines no more. I really selected my property with safe zones that have already been burned from previous fires, and you know, I've good escape routes, and I really took that into effect for my future in Northern California. You know, I bought so much land that, you know, like, I can do whatever I want with it, and I think growers should really look into that more. And you know, I really push this whole solar off-grid agenda because that's what the future is. And all these growers are so far behind. You know, I argue with growers all the time. Like, they're like, "How do you what? You're not vegging with 13-watt bulbs, and you're not in greenhouses, you know, string bulbs, and you're not doing this solar. You're not doing that. You know, like 150%, you know, off-grid solar, and you know." I have 100-foot greenhouses I veg, you know, with barely any power. Like, so this can all be done outdoors. I understand these indoor growers, you know, they love their high pressure sodiums and metal halides and all, but the game's got to change, man. We got to.
But you have to remember where you live too. There's different places to live that you can't.
Yeah, indoor is always going to. it's yeah, it's a great thing. It's indoor is amazing. Like I love indoor, but I really push this whole agenda to like if all these farmers they're just buying land and you know they don't even know like they're not thinking about fires and just certain things. And I really
Agreed.
the like yeah get the fuck out of. If you want to be a real like outdoor farmer, you don't need to be on grid. You really don't.
So I just wanted to let you guys know because you've referenced him several times tonight that TJ Bad Boy is in chat.
No
Oh,
fucking
Says
way.
hello.
Wow, I haven't seen
hey.
I haven't seen Ro in probably 15 years. If I said my real name, he'd flip out. But yeah, he's I think he sells glass now and he kills it, man. That guy is an amazing guy.
Yeah, that's his name is let me get back to it. It is
Yeah.
high integral glass.
No,
High
yeah,
integrity
high
glass
integrity
art.
glass. Yep.
Yep.
I bought a piece through a friend through British Columbia who got it off him. Yeah,
I didn't know the name.
he holds a lot of history in Vancouver with people and connections, and he's an amazing guy. And Subcool always will talk to him about me in Canada about Bad Boy is Jill knows. That guy's amazing.
He's very cool.
He probably had some of the best pictures I seen early years, like the testers, and pictures and stuff.
He's ballsy.
Yeah, he's the man. So shouts out to him.
That's awesome. See, that's what I'm saying there, huh? That's the power of you coming tonight, there, Miss Jill. You've brought a lot of weed nerds full circle tonight.
I'm so glad.
Like I said, I haven't seen so many of them together in one place.
What I wish is we were all in a room together getting high. That would be great.
Yeah. Well, this is the moment I think all the weed nerds have actually waited for. This is the the good moments everybody wanted to hear, the proper memorial that we wanted to see. I think we're all grateful for the stories that you've been able to share with us tonight, the stuff that we didn't normally hear. And again, I know I've said this several times, but I am very grateful for this and, to bring them all together, man. Yeah, honestly, I've said this the other night, to be honest with you. And I want to say this. I've got you right here as close as face to face as I can get to you. Is that, we've as weed nerds, we've been on a little roller coaster over the years, and with his passing, I think we were all afraid that was something that we were gonna completely lose. And thankful for COVID or whatever that we've managed to stay together in splinters. But we've all been wanting to kind of come back together. You know what I mean? It's I've said this. It's time for all of us to just get the fuck over it and just be the weed nerds and remember the great thing that started this all off. And that was Sub. That was Sub. We need to just remember the good shit. The man that fucking put it all together and move forward as weed nerds. He would want that more than anything. To see us all just remember the good times and just to move forth and again as a community as a whole. I know wholeheartedly he would love to see that. So thank you again for
Thank you.
passing the olive branch and coming on and making this happen. I'm completely grateful.
Yeah, I'm grateful too, Julie. Thank you. I'm glad we've all like reconnected and just took this to a positive thing. And, you know, next time I think we should do this once a year. And I think we should get everyone, you know, get fucking Bad Boy on here and get all, you know,
I agree with you.
everyone,
You know,
fucking Joel.
we don't need to
Avery.
wait a year. Let's get everybody on here. Let's you know, figure out a date and we'll do this again.
Yeah. No. Frenchie obviously had some problems. I don't know, you know. So but yeah, Bleezy and Old E, we'll get everyone, you know, and just kick old stories, you know. Like so many people have so many great stories, you know. But yeah, I love all you weed nerds, man. I love the community. I love all you fucking hash heads, all you heady fuckers. Yeah, drop seeds, not bombs. You know, overgrow the planet. That was the motive. That was the motto. And he did that, man, because his genetics are all over the freaking world, you know. Australia, Canada, Mexico. They're everywhere. It's a great thing.
Yep.
And all you
is
small
the-
breeders and all you breeders pumping out all that polyhybrid garbage fucking shit who have no idea what it's like to create a real line of cannabis. Just know this, respect your elders, and you don't own cannabis. We all do. And give seeds, and anybody who doesn't know, hit me up for free seeds. The next shipments of seeds are going out. I got all kinds of old varieties. I give seeds away to anybody who wants them and needs them. 100% free. So hit me up. Anybody who doesn't have access or money or just plain in need, you know, hit me up. Even though I'm backlogged like 200 messages.
I'm just sitting here trying to think. I'm thinking of all the great stories I've heard of Sub that you're talking about, referring there. You know, I think be honest with you, I think the fire almost was predestined. I mean, if you look back at the Subcool story, it's been pretty rock star-ish from all we've heard over the years. The trips to Overdam. Yeah, smoke another one. Amsterdam, you know, the trips to jail. He never gave up on the plan. Not once. Not once. Not through the hard times, not through any of it. And it's one hell of a story. One hell of a journey he had, that's for sure. And I think that's what led us to him was, you know, that fabulous journey that we love to hear. You know, a lot of us heard some of them stories quite a few times, but we never fucking got tired of hearing them. We never fucking got tired of hearing them. But some of us actually begged for them. Some of them to hear them again in chats. Come on, tell the one again. Tell that one again.
What we wouldn't give to hear them all now, right?
Yep, life is short.
Again, that's all we got left is that damn channel. And it's so important that, man, we try to find a way to keep that channel preserved. So many great videos, you know. It's you know, I haven't been able to turn them on, to be honest with you. It's still hard for me to look back like that, but when I'm ready, it sure would be nice to know they're still there and they're still up for everybody else.
I agree with you. There's a lot of time put in, a lot of years. You know, the first ones he made were called The Rant. I don't know if you remember those. They weren't called The Weed Nerd. It was The Rant. Yeah.
Just him sitting on the couch.
And it went all the way back to us in Amsterdam. He shared the whole trip of us going to Amsterdam, you know, as we were going to Amsterdam. He was showing all the entries, you know, how they had swapped out the entries and everything, you know.
That was the year of the the event, wasn't it? The God's pussy story. That's the great God's pussy story.
Oh, this one was way different. This was many years before that. That God's pussy
That's
story
before.
was High Times. It was the first High Times Cup in the U.S. and it was in California. I can't remember the name of the place, but it was inside and in a parking lot. And it was Vern. I think no, it wasn't Vern. It was Green Bicycles. That's who it was. Yep. But it was Vortex. It's actually Vortex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Philo, and then they put it on the Philos, and then Sub fucking lost it.
Dan Sykes, you know, he's got that really deep voice, and he's the announcer for High Times, and he's reading off the winners, and he goes, and he gets to that one, and he goes, and the winner of the Sativa hybrid is, can I say this? You know, he's showing it to the person next to him. God's pussy. I mean, he was super red, and everybody's just like, oh my God, what the fuck? Everybody was so pissed off. Oh, Sub was pissed off when he found out it was that they renamed our strain, and he's pissed off at High Times for allowing them to do it. Yeah. So I don't think they allowed people to do that anymore.
Epic.
Oh, there he is too. He's in chat. That's Green by Patrick. Green Bicycles. He's in chat. So many great stories.
Hey, has anybody heard
Go
from
ahead, TC.
little Avery Sid? I've been trying to get a hold of him.
I haven't. It's been a few months. He said hi a few months ago.
He's such a good kid. I'm trying to link up with him. I want to give him some stuff.
I speak with him every so often. He stays pretty low these days, Mr. Sid. But he's reachable. Definitely reachable.
So what's it gonna actually I'm not gonna go there. No, we're not going there. But I love you, Julie. What do you you're obviously gonna miss your workout. I'm glad you stuck with us though.
Yeah, I'll just make it up tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm very grateful that you went the extra time too. Very grateful.
Thank you.
You look, Jill. I was talking on the phone and stuff, but you look great, and everyone's, you look great. You look healthy. And I'm just happy your mind state is in such a positive. Like you're dealing with a lot right now. So, yeah, we're very, very happy.
Yeah.
And we love your sister, and we hope she hangs in there.
Thank you.
Yeah. Life's crazy, man. Life is just. I do a lot of reflecting on life, living, deep in the woods. I've been through a lot of shit in my life, and it's amazing, man. We get one life on this spinning rock, and yeah, as you can tell, it's that time of night. As soon as 10:30 hits, I'm like so fucking rosined out or bubbled out. I'm like, fuck. But I'm so happy to be here with you guys talking, and I wish Oldie and Bleezy and Frenchie, and I wish everyone was, I wish Joel, I wish Joel, he wasn't awkward and everything, and everyone was just friends, because that's what Sub wanted. That's at the end, he forgave everyone. That's some of his last combos. He just was over everything. Just dealing with everything, and when you get that rock bottom, it's like when reality hits, life's too short not to forgive and forget certain things. Petty shit. I come from like some gangster shit, and like And if two real gangsters can, you know, hash things out who, you know, been on a butt end of a gun, you know, it's like life is way too short not to let that little petty shit stand in between some great things that can happen, you know, and some great partnerships and some great overall things that can happen in life. Life is way too short. And yeah, one day at a time, all you weed nerds.
You know what I hope, Miss Jill? I hope tomorrow when you're double timing it on that workout, because you hung out with us, you were so gracious to hang out with us tonight.
Thank
I hope
you.
that you take time to watch this over tomorrow, because you will be able to. You can watch the chat. You know,
Cool.
you don't have to actually watch us. You know what we said. You can actually play your music or whatever, and then just watch the chat. But there's been a lot of nice things said tonight, and I hope you go back and take the time to see what was said tonight about you stopping by and hanging with everybody tonight.
Thank
So
you.
I hope you do take the time to go back and watch chat, at least watch chat a little bit, because there has been tons and tons of thank yous.
It's an archive, you know, like back to the whole YouTube thing. It's an archive that we can go back to and reminisce, and it's amazing, man. I love it. YouTube's crazy, man. I'm proud of you, Eagle. You know, your show is really like it embodies the spirit of sub, man. Like it just
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say that. You know, let's say it for what it is. This show does well because fucking people miss so. That's what it is. That's why this show does so well is because it's in the time slot where it was, and fucking we miss him flat out. Flat out is why this show does as well as it does. You know, and again, I've been compared to, you know, that to him quite a few times, and I say it one, I'll say it tonight, and I'll say it again. There's no fucking way I can ever live in that man's shadows, nor do I even want to. Nor do I even want to. That shadow's too big to fill. That shadow's way too big to fill. I just hope to carry the torch and help everybody remember that man. That's the only thing that I hope out of this, is that I can do my part to keep his memory alive. Flat out.
It was definitely bigger than life.
That was the thing too. He almost made you feel bigger in life when you talked to him. He just had that power by extension. All you had to do is reach out and talk to him. And he actually did. You'd hang up off the phone, and he'd give you that spring in your step, like you just talked to Hollywood or some shit. And he just had that. Holy shit, man! I just talked to Sub today, man. And again, I never lost that feeling. As many times as I was lucky enough to talk to that man, that feeling never left. You know, I always had that. I just fucking talked to Subcool fucking feeling every time. And he did have that just powerful charisma behind him that would be greatly, greatly missed. You know, I don't think it will die, but it will. The daily reminder will be greatly missed for sure. Much respect to Sub. I'm gonna take a hit myself.
Yeah, I'm gonna take one big fat fucking rip for our brother. Fuck, I've smoked quite a bit tonight. Eagle, you haven't been puffing too much, it looks like.
Got a lot of bouncing in this building. Got a lot of bouncing around in this dome tonight. So proud of everybody for showing up tonight. I'm very grateful. Some
Man, I
very
had my
original weed nerds.
Eagle, I got my electric nails going, and I got this table. My son's not here right now, but I had the 3 electric nails on, you know, and the whips, you know, the cords are called whips, you know, and it goes to the coil. So I got a clear mothership on the table and a fab egg ship and you know, a bunch of other heady rigs. And my son the other day comes whipping to the kitchen and, you know, his little arm catches all the whips. Oh my God. It was 3 electric nails go flying off the, you know, off the fucking, the male attach or the female attachments. And it broke one of my beautiful new quartz, you know, banger. He broke a Toro slurper banger, $200. And so I've been dealing with, you know, that and fucking trying to set up a safe place where I can have electric e-nails to smoke hash in my house. So I'm like, I'm loving it, man. Just
They're nice. They're definitely nice.
but no, where I was going with that, he broke a beautiful piece of mine. He cracked it. You know, it's like a press on that. Anybody who knows heady glass, you know, that's like you break an art piece. It's pretty devastating, but it was my fault.
It's supposedly pretty hard to break them. Pretty hard to break one. And I'm just sitting here. I am very grateful. I know I sound like a broken record, but
to anybody out there who has a Toro or Toro Terp Slurper, 14 millimeter, get at me. I'll give you whatever the hell you want for it. Any inquiries?
So when did they're talking about the crocodile hunter? When did Sub actually kind of want to come up with that? You guys, when was how high was he when the first time he was like running around the garden doing the crocodile?
Oh shit!
He started that when we still lived in Oregon, and he didn't tell me about it for a long time. He was going in, sneaking into the grow room with his little green headlight, and he wouldn't let me watch him do it. You know, for a long time, he's like, I can't be in character in front of you. It's too embarrassing. So I had to watch it, you know, record it. I couldn't watch him for a long time. And then finally he was able to let me. But, you know, I still think that it bothered him. I still couldn't be, you know, like totally into it. He's so funny. He definitely should have taken acting classes for sure.
Hey Jill, if you could see Sub doing anything besides cannabis, like what could you have seen him doing? Like,
well, you know, he was an hair guy, right?
Yeah.
So he did that for, you know, pretty much his whole life. I mean, it was by trade. I mean, that's what his dad did. So you know, he did the same thing his dad did. He started working there when he was young. So it was, you know, it was really helpful as far as the grow rooms are concerned. So that was always a good thing. But what else would he do? Probably a car salesman. He'd be a really good car salesman or house real estate salesman of some sort. Yeah.
Indeed. Yeah, it's funny how that played into, you know, just growing indoors and his whole. Yeah, he had some wild stories with the whole HVAC systems and all that shit, huh? He told me some.
You know, and he was a really good salesman in that as well.
Yeah, he was a top earner. I think he used to tell a few stories about all that shit. Fuck, man, we're never gonna get those stories, man. There's so many fucking gems that fucking man was holding.
And he's so much better at storytelling than I am. I think I'm probably a little bit too high, but you know, I could do it, you know, sit with somebody, you know, and talk and totally remember shit. But now, yeah, I completely forgot where I was going with this. I'm following your example now.
I think we're all a little ripped, Chili. I'm fucking just. I've been going to bed every night at like 10:30. So yeah, whenever I do Eagle show, I stay up late, and I've only done it a few times now. So Eagle throws me off my schedule, but I love it. But no, yeah, I think the best stories are the
I'm all
Georgia
muted.
stories for sure. You know, the running out the back of the house in Georgia, you know, when he's hiding.
He had some good stories for sure.
Oh man.
So this was, you know, chat. Actually, we just 207, and keep this in mind. They don't chat's 20 seconds behind us, so they actually don't hear what you say until 20 seconds later. So as when you were asked, you know, what would he probably be doing, and when you said car salesman, we just 207 at the very same moment said car salesman. And another one that was left out was Elliot Harkin said he would have been a great DJ, which absolutely, I think that's
Yep.
one thing
Yep.
that he kind of wanted.
Yep.
That was it's like
Yeah.
alter ego.
For
Was
sure.
He would wanted to be a DJ.
Totally. He would be a great DJ because he has a charismatic personality, you know, gets people going,
Yeah.
gets everybody involved.
I would have honestly said a car salesman too, or like a drummer or something, like a drummer or a car salesman.
It's funny that you bring that
DJ
one
or
up.
car salesman. Yeah.
Another person, Chad Westport, said infomercial guy. I could kind of see that one.
Salesman.
And
Yeah.
And to go along with what you said there, TC, where Miranda Family Farms said he was the best air drummer I ever seen.
He did it driving down the road too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's fucking funny. Shit.
Like he's always done it. Back to all the way back to 20 years ago, he did it.
Yeah, starting up the Weed Nerd shows, and he'd be like, you know the deal, and he'd be like, you know, he'd play a track or whatever.
How many times? Man. Oh man, Impressionist Blanket 420 says, you know, one of the things that I always thought was fucking nutty that he did was the fucking driving down the fucking road and fucking tubing with us. You know, he'd be fucking live right on phone on the dash, reading your fucking comments. I've actually tried to do that shit. And I was like, I can't, this is dangerous. This is dangerous. How the fuck did he ever do this? Driving down the road, fucking talking and reading chat.
See, that was after him and I weren't together, because he wouldn't have done that when we were together, because I would have scolded him. So.
Oh, the riding dirty that. I couldn't believe that when he did that shit. Every time he did it, I was like, you crazy ass, just stop. Stop. We can wait until later. Put the fucking phone up. Jeez, man.
He did, huh? He did some live streams, huh? Like that, huh?
Oh, yeah. He did a lot of live streams driving down the road. A lot of them.
That's
honking
funny.
at people and shit. Oh, man. So
riding nerdy.
That
was his shit.
That was the thing, too, that he was actually so frequent, even if you didn't have the opportunity, the means to reach out to him and talk to him, you still felt like he was like your best fucking friend. Because he was there so often, and he didn't, he just kind of made you like a passenger in his life a lot of times with the live streaming. And it was It was really cool.
Speaking of
He was an
passengers,
awesome guy.
he's pretty frightening to drive with, huh, Jilly? Sometimes.
Holy shit. And and it was that way even way back before, like when the kids were little, like way back then. It was just because he would get tired after he would eat and he would start to doze off. But then as time went on, it was just because his attention span just wasn't. It was like he had ADA or whatever. He couldn't focus. He was just all over the place. His whole personality got that way at the end. But I believe it was the addiction stuff. So
No, here's the story. So the last time I was over at the house in Arizona, he got that new Lexus, and we took the Toyota out. He had the truck, and he goes, "Oh, let's test drive the Lexus." And I'm like, "Yeah, let's just stick to the Yoda."
yikes.
He tried selling me the 2-seater. I'm like, dude, I ain't got nothing to do with that little car. Fucking the stereo system. That's the thing I couldn't figure out. He put fucking the stereo system he put in that ride was unbelievable. I mean, it was. I don't even know how he even thought about turning that shit up to what he ever planned to turn it up to. It was like, I'm surprised the Windows even took it. He had it beefed up so much, and that son of a bitch.
Oh man,
He liked the shit loud. That's for sure, man. For sure.
Luckily for me, I was only in the car with him like twice. So yeah, I heard some stories.
He didn't. I mean, he had speakers when I first met him, but it wasn't like all of that. And he didn't for all those years. Like he was like grew up. He was dry for a long time. Like he was like a grumpy old man for a curmudgeon. That's what my kids used to call him. That's right, curmudgeon. He was a curmudgeon for a while. And then he got all wild and free because he had so much weight because, we had a lot of bills and so he was a typical man of his age, but then he became more fun later when started partying and stuff. So once the kids got older.
It's amazing, Jill. You can literally just look at the photos, and it's just you just see it physically. It's just crazy. And with everyone I noticed too, who lives those lifestyles and just the ups and downs. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But we still love them. Still love these people no matter what.
I wish there was more we could do.
Yeah. Too late now, but love that man. I love him. We all love him. So many weed nerds. It's like, how many weed nerds do you think there are out there? Like,
how many people know who he? I mean, think about it. He came from his little tiny town in Georgia, and he just wanted to tell everybody about weed. That was his favorite thing. Weed was his favorite thing. And I don't think he ever imagined that he would be this guy that would become something so big. And now it's going to continue to grow even now, after he's passed. And that's pretty fucking amazing because I'm sure that he can, wherever he's at, he can see what he can see all this, or he knows what's going on. And I'm sure he's really proud of himself. So,
Indeed. Well, he was writing memoirs, so we need to get those, Jill. We need to get the memoirs. He was writing a book, and I really advise you to write a book, Jill. Write a book about start writing your memoirs about your life and just everything. You guys have been through a lot, and I think that would be really amazing.
It would be fun.
I'm sitting here listening to you guys talk, man. I've fucking been reminiscing. It's funny, that's kind of why I've been quiet so much, man. It's just like listening to Jilly talk there and thinking about all the pictures I've seen today and stuff. It's really cool to look back on a lot of the
I
things we all got to know about Sub over the years.
Yeah,
It
Eagle.
was.
I've literally been looking at pictures on my phone since Jilly started posting too. Like I just, like I said, I've been looking at these damn old iPhones and wow, yeah. I'm still like right now I'm looking at stuff and I'm just like, yeah, that's why I've been kind of like just at awe, like at everything 1 year and just yeah, I'm looking at all these amazing pictures and just reminiscing. But I think the future is gonna be great, man. I think like the whole cannabis scene right now and just the industry, as people call it, like I don't like where it's going at all. But the underground scene is still there. Well, all the real heady people are still in the scene. We're gonna make it thrive. The mom and pops, we're still out there growing. The small people, the big people, they're all gonna be there. But it's an amazing community of people, and I love cannabis, and it's my life. It's more than my life. It's more than a hobby. It's everything. It's everything I love is plants. If it's not my son, I'm carrying. It's no, the number one thing is my plants in my house, in my gardens. It's more than a hobby to me. It's a lifestyle. It's beyond a lifestyle. It's a botany obsession. It's a it's just a great love for this fucking.
Obsession.
It's a fucking obsession. Yeah, yeah. I don't need to profit off this shit no more. It's just it's pure hobby. I have 6 greenhouses. That's pure hobby. It's all rosin for me. It's all bubble hash for me. It's all dry sieve.
Nice.
So it's my life. It's everything. And people should strive to to have something like that they obsess on, and everyone in this chat, it's cannabis. We love cannabis, and that's why we're here, and that's why we're here talking about Sub cannabis, this great plant, this endocannabinoid system we have, and it's such a powerful plant. It runs so deep. It's so ingrained in humans. 2 million plus years. Like
I want to take that. I want to take this moment too, since you're talking about this being a plant that's so healthy for us, and all plants. We need to remember. People need to remember. Eat your fruits and vegetables, please.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yep, eating healthy. Yeah, it took me, till I was in my mid-30s, to start eating healthy, and these young kids, these youths, like they don't get it. They're hard-headed. Yeah, eating right is very important. Yeah.
Yes.
So this is kind of into you there, Miss Jill. I actually I talked to Sub quite a bit in the last few years, quite a bit. But I heard you say that you wonder how many weed nerds of us there are out there, and I want to share to you. I want to share with you a story that I shared with him in December 2019. And when he was a little bummed, a little bit down on everything that was going on, and he was wondering how, like I said, you know, if anybody knew about the weed. And this is a true fucking story. I swear on everything, this story is 100% true. And I was trying to scroll through my messages to give the exact wording here, what I gave him but I told him that, you're the motherfucking weed nerd. Head up. And I told him to call me for the story. But this is the story. You wonder how widespread we are? I had to go down and pick up a vehicle from downstate Michigan. Quite a cruise. We had to stop halfway back. There was me. I was driving my truck, and somebody else driving the vehicle we were bringing back. And we stopped for fuel, Flint, Michigan, and which got some Starbucks for my daughter. More love you, B. And she's watching tonight. And fueled up and got on the highway. And so this is like a two-part story. This is me and the version that I didn't hear till later on, kind of mishmashed together. So I take off, and I'm in my truck, 2013 Dodge, which don't have the Bluetooth in it, but I have an FM transmitter, and I'm blasting out my music off my phone. And as I start up the truck and leave, Mendo Dope's on. I'm a motherfucking weed nerd. And I take off and get on the highway. And I'm rocking it out. And so that part of the story is important because you'll know later. So I get on the highway and I'm rocking out, and my playlist cycles through again. And I'm puffing along. I'm puffing. I'm smoking. Fried and dirty, I guess. And Mendo Dope comes back on. Weed nerd. I'm a motherfucking weed nerd. And it's got that bounce to it when you fucking listen to it and smoke it. At least for me, it does. And so I'm riding along and smoking. And I look at the gentleman in front of me, and I happen to notice he's got the bounce. We're both fucking doing the same damn thing. And I'm like, there's no way this is being, there's no way this guy's hearing my shit. You know what I mean? But he's matching me bounce for bounce. And I'm like, this is no coincidence. He's got to be picking up my FM. And he's got to be thinking, no fucking way. Because obviously, he's a motherfucking weed nerd, right? You know what I mean? You wouldn't be just randomly bouncing along. So I can't take my eyes off this cat in front of me because we are gesture for gesture, bounce for bounce, fucking playing the song. I laugh, I belly laugh when it gets off. I'm like thinking, I've made this guy's day. Because there's no fucking way he's heard this. But I have no way to prove this. No way to prove it. So I get home, and the person that's driving the vehicle behind me, it's like, man, after you left, it's amazing how far I could hear you. But you gassed up and jumped on the highway, and all I could hear as far as I could see was the motherfucking weed nerd. So yes, in fact, it was transmitting that strong, and motherfucking there was a motherfucking weed nerd in front of me. Random. That's how far widespread we are. What are the odds that I'm just blasting along and there's one right in front of me? But like I said, probably made his fucking day. As soon as I got home and I put all this together, I fucking texted him. I'm like, brother, I've got a story for you that's going to make your fucking day. Because we are out there. We're fucking in large numbers. And you make a difference, brother. You're the motherfucking weed nerd. Hold your head up, brother. And that's the truth, man. That's the impact that you guys, of the weed nerds that you've...
Was this in North Michigan? Was this in North Michigan this happened?
Yeah,
Or
I was heading north of Genesee County on 75,
and
just
you weren't in the
blasting
big.
along on the highway.
That's unreal.
I was, yeah, I was in right about Saginaw, Michigan, right about that area when it was playing again. But again, what are the fucking odds that as it comes on, there's one right ahead of me. That's how that's the impact that he's had. You guys have started. That's the community that is strong. And that's why I've said it so many times. I'm so grateful to see this shit come full circle, and I'm hoping that it just sticks like glue tonight, and, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Eagle. Can I share a picture with her? I want to show everyone, like, definitely, probably the largest TGA crop anybody has ever seen. I don't know if I'd really like to
Oh,
show people.
absolutely. Share away, brother. Share
How
away.
do I do that? I want to show some TGA.
You were
stuff.
sharing there for
I
a
was?
second. You were showing some fields there for a second. Yeah.
Oh shit, was I?
When I first started talking. Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
photos. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not letting me. It's only letting
Oh,
me.
maybe I have to. There you go. You're sharing screen now, but there you go. We're looking.
Well, that's about a quarter of the
You-
crop, and that's all TGA genetics. So
Oh, beautiful.
that's 2,000 pounds of light depth right there, boys and girls. And if you want to impress Subcool, that's how you did it.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
You see those purple hues? That purple. That's that purple. I had. See those purple in the middle? I can't upload any
I
more
do.
photos. Huh?
I think
You
you
should
just
see
gotta
this, man.
go back. You gotta exit out
This
and
is only
bring up another picture. Oh, we lost him there for a second. He'll be back. He'll be back. Oh, yeah. Again, you guys, we're responsible for a very great thing. Very cool era. I dig it.
I'm so glad I feel so fortunate that I was part of it.
Worldwide. I mean, did you guys ever think that, obviously you've been to Amsterdam, but man, at TGA, them strains, the dank are everywhere, worldwide. Worldwide. What a legacy to have, just to know that somebody's enjoying that cannabis, you know,
And all kinds of
across
other
the world.
yes.
Whereas TC there had put it, houses being made or bought from the strains that you guys put forth. Here, I don't know if you guys view it in terms like that. You know what I mean? But yeah,
Yeah.
there's Cup's been one. People have done great things on the strains you guys put forth.
Yep. We've had people come up to us at events and tell us, hey, I was able to get a house for my kids, my wife and I. So, thank you for, teaching me how to grow. Thank you for your strains. Without your help, we couldn't have done it. So I've heard that on several different occasions. Such a wonderful thing.
Federal helping.
Well, as I was kind of hitting to earlier, I know for a fact that I've done my part about sending it in a few countries. When the grow along took place earlier this year, I'm not implicating myself, but I know a birdie sent them to Australia, the UK, Canada, where else? New Zealand, Germany. Germany is growing some Ancient Orange and Jelly Bean, some sangria. I know for a fact that it's got this past year, those strains got passed around the world. I know for a fact they did. uh, Growing them right now. The GR420 videos right now. I know they're growing some jelly bean. And what else? There's one other one they were growing over there. Tons of stuff, but I can't believe the impact. I can't imagine the impact, how that would make you feel to know that shit's worldwide like that.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah, Eagle, I had some amazing pictures I wanted to show you, but it's not working for some reason.
All right, I gotta. Oh yeah, it's you're still okay. I don't know why it's not letting you.
You know, I think that I'm going to have to, I need to get some garden work done. So I think I'm going to have to say goodnight.
Oh,
It's
you've
been
been more
a
than
great
gracious
time.
with your time.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
I had fun. Thank you.
Love
Good
you,
night.
Jilly. Thank you so much for, yeah, we're going to stay in touch. And I'm just glad we made this happen. And I'm very happy. And Subcool's raining down on us. And he loves us all. And yeah.
Take care. Be well.
Bye, Jilly.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you again, TC, for helping out, making a lot of this happen. I know you reached out to quite a few people to try to come on, and as well as I don't, life happens. People got shit to do.
Yeah, it's
But I
short
appreciate
notice.
you for making this happen for sure.
We kind of made it short notice. We didn't know what we are doing, we were back and forth, and there was miscommunication, and it is what it is, and nothing but positive can come out of this, and I love you, buddy, and yeah, Weed Nerd Nation, man.
It definitely turned out well. It definitely turned out well. So again, a huge shout out and thank you to you, brother, for making the connection happen. And,
yeah, next time,
some olive branches.
next time I'm gonna make it my honor. We're gonna get everybody together. Everyone who doesn't, really get along or whatever. We're gonna get everyone in here. And they know who they are. I'm friends with everybody. It's. So yeah, I'm just trying to mend relationships, and the people who we know, who we don't like, those people are slowly but surely going to keep revealing themselves and who they are. And the real Weed Nerds, we formed an alliance tonight, and the real shall show itself from the fake, and that's that. Weed Nerd Nation, baby.
Weed Nerd Nation. Yes, that's right.
Let's take one more rip, Eagle.
That's what the important thing was to get out tonight. That the real weird nerds are remembering for what the Mr. Our friend did, and not what is coming in his name.
Karma always, comes full circle, and those people that did bad to our brother, they'll get what's coming, and that's that. Karma, full circle, baby, full circle.
Cheers, TC.
No, cheers, I don't have my fucking electric nail on, bro. I'm torching up here. You gotta give me 1 second here. What are you smoking?
Go again. Oh no, I'm smoking some rosin. It's some orange Ken I picked up downstate. Pretty good.
Well, I'm kind of upset. I wanted to share a few pictures with Jilly. I knew she'd be happy to see, but I had a little slideshow of definitely some of the largest TGA gardens that Sub's ever seen. That's what he said. So, but yeah, next time we'll do it. We'll do slideshows. We'll have everyone on. Every year we'll do this. Like we'll remember our brother, and it'll be an annual event. I don't talk to much people, so once a year ain't gonna kill me to come on here and just remember our brother. It's you got an amazing thing going, brother. This platform is really taking off, and I'm gonna get you some good guests too. Like just keep reaching out to people. You've gotten some amazing people on here, man. Like you had that one botany kid on here.
Patrick will be here Thursday.
Yep,
Patrick's coming Thursday.
Yeah,
that'll be a good one right there. I've got a lot of respect for that dude too.
Yeah, you had Kai on, fucking Pacific Northwest roots. Like, man, he's an amazing, like, like tons of good people. Like, you got a good thing going, man. You got a good thing going.
Man, I'm just looking down at the date. 2222 2222 lucky numbers. I've been seeing them all day today, and like I said, man, between me and you, I was a little nervous about this. I kind of had a little bit onto that, but man, the response was really positive. The feedback was exactly what we were hoping for, as far as, the community coming together. And even I was talking with somebody the other day, yesterday, when I posted the post for today. I posted it and I went, all right, there it is. Here comes the backlash. In 5, 4, 3. And I jokingly said, I said that jokingly. And then I also said 2 seconds later, I says, I got a feeling Sub's smiling right now. He's smiling down. And I got a feeling, as much as I was nervous about this is the right thing to do.
Yeah, well, I didn't come in here as a mediator. I came here as, I mended a relationship that needed to be mended, like, me and Miss Jill, like, like I didn't talk to her, because, whatever happened for a minute. And then I reached out because what Sub's personal conversations were, before he died. And that's exactly what he said. This is what he wanted. And he wanted us all together. He forgave a lot of people. Maybe he knew his time was ending. And we love our brother. And we're just here to remember him. And that's all we can do now. Remember him. And fuck, he was such
a great... Did you get your hit there?
Yeah, I took it. It was a cold start.
I just realized I was chiefing down again. I'm like, man, did he get his in? Cheers, brother. Cheers.
Yeah. Anytime you catch me past this time, though, you go like 10:30. I'm like, whoa, I'm just like, whoa, I need to rest my feet. I've been digging snow and had to take down 6 greenhouses because all the damn snow we've gotten in the Sierras. We've got a record snow and had to take off all the plastic. I didn't want to sag my plastic or just run, heat in there, run my propane heaters. And so it's been a wild week. Jill's had a wild week. Her sister is just hanging in there. So give her some happy messages. I don't think she's on Instagram really right now, but yeah, reach out.
Vibes.
Yeah, push out the positive vibes because, man, it's a rough, especially reminiscing on the past and then yeah, this whole week she's been in the hospital. So yeah, holding her sister's hand, you know. So it's barely hanging in there. So yeah, we love you, Jilly. I'm glad we've mended this, Eagle, and I'm glad, yeah, we're in this position that you don't feel awkward now. I'm happy, man. I'm really happy for you, and I fucking can't wait to send you this new package, bro. I got some fucking killer shit for you.
Can't wait. And I'm very grateful that you're even considering hooking me up, brother.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome of you, man. Pretty
Yeah.
awesome. Like we stated earlier, you know, shit like that's fucking limited now. So anything that you share is can't be replaced. So
Yeah.
very grateful. Very grateful.
Anyways, brother, how should we wind this up? Remembering our brother. There's just so much to reminisce on. All these pictures today have just
I know how.
got me in shock. Just complete shock. Death is such a hard thing.
I know. Well, give me a second. I believe it's right about here. All right. This is how we'll end this. You ready? As soon as he finishes off with those words that we know so well, I'm gonna hit end. Okay.
Okay. What episode is this, Eagle?
This isn't even off the episode. It's off the video. It's
Okay.
off the video we heard earlier. So thank you guys very much for tuning in tonight. This fantastic episode, remembering our friend that we've grown to love over the years, who created this great community that we all tend to push forward and honor of him. PC, would you like to say anything before I hit this button?
I miss you, Sub. Everyone misses you. You're in our brains. You're running through our heads, and we miss you, man. And I know you're raining down on us, watching us, and I love you, brother. I love you, Eagle. Love you, Miss Jill. Thank you, Read Nerds. One life on this spinning fucking rock. So go get it. It's one life. That's all we got.
Here we go. As soon as you hear him say those words that we miss so much, all right, we'll be out of here. And if you want to join me in the wormhole in a few minutes, so be it. Here we go. His words.
Hey, it's Subcool Weed Nerd.
And Ms. Jill.
Get your bowls,
And your bongs.
your pipes, your
And your
vaporizers.
big fat blunt.
It's time to get high with the weed nerd.
We missed you, brother. Good night, everybody. Thank you, TC. We are out of here. We